and recorded. All right, but some of the things I didn't realize was that they also know where you're located. So me, like just by accepting or communicating with you guys via the GTO app, they know my exact location where I'm at. Um, and then I came across this video that shows that they actually like if you're talking about criminal activity or whatnot, they'll they'll get
Uh-huh.
search warrants and get your house hit. So for those of you making these phone calls and just realize that all your stuff is being monitored. They know exactly where you're at, and you're probably gonna get caught up.
Yeah, and the thing is I'm glad you mentioned that, right? And this is the thing, man. People don't. I don't know if they comprehend it or what, or I don't know. But look, this is designed for the easiest and most efficient way to convict somebody and bust them if they're doing criminal activity on these freaking tablets. But set aside GTL, that would be like location purposes and whatnot. Yeah, I could see them using that, but uh, ISU, they're the prison investigators. They're on that shit. They'll sit and they'll let you do your thing and they'll watch and they'll make sure that when they come, they're going to come for you. Not only that, they're going to come for you. They're going to come for your family. They're going to go out there wherever that shit's coming from. Them fools are going to find out. That's what they do. They specialize in it. They do go outside of prison and they do investigate. And it's just, I mean, look, I don't promote any. I won't sit here and tell people, well, this is how I would do it. This is how I did it in the past. But Jesse
I'll tell you how I won't do it, and that's on these phones.
yeah, that's got to be kind of common sense right there. People
Yeah,
are doing shit like that.
It's not very common, though. That's why this place is full of people.
Yeah, full of people right there.
Yeah.
But yeah, just assume that if you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing from within prison walls, these people are paid very good money to unearth your conspiracy, and they will come for you.
Yep.
I've seen it many times.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. Some people, though, unfortunately, they don't care. They do what they do, and they're going to get away with it as long as they do. And whenever they come for it, the people in here, 9 times out of 10, guess what? You get cracked out there, they're going to move on to the next person.
Yeah.
They're going to start the process.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate for people that actually are in relationships with people in here that are good guys, because it kind of makes everybody look bad.
Yesterday they had people jammed up out here in front of the prison,
Yeah.
cop cars and all kinds of shit.
Yeah, the cops rolled up. The cops rolled up to the prison and just searched everybody when they were coming in. Actual street sheriffs, and that was a little surprising for my visitor, but it's what it is. We don't have nothing to hide. We don't do anything wrong, but a lot of people do. It's what it is. A criminal world in here. There's a lot of people that they're not in recovery. They're not reformed, and they're just living their lives however they know how. That doesn't mean that they're bad people. It just means that
Doing bad
they're
things.
just doing bad things. Jesse and I, we're here for doing something bad, but that was in the past.
I'm here because David was doing something bad. Don't get me dragged into that.
I got you. Kind of. Yeah,
I'm in prison because David was a bad guy.
I was a bad guy. Brought him down with me. Now, so yeah, the listeners that don't know, Jesse and I, we know each other. We're not co-defendants on this case. Possibly highly co-conspiratorial behavior in the past.
Yeah.
But no,
There is no statute of limitations.
yeah, I've known Jesse for a long time. I've known him since I was young. I met him out in society. I've also spent a lot of time in the juvenile system with Jesse and the adult system. We're cellies right now. That's why we're able to talk on both of us right now. We're both locked in here, so that's what it is.
And it's an awesome story for both of us.
Yeah.
It's a story of hope and motivation and inspiration to look at each other and see how far we've both come, and just a reminder that anybody can do it, and this is what it is. Like, this is what our life has been. And to understand how immersed both of us were in our ignorance and our destruction in the past, it's just a reminder of how hard we have to go. Like a lot of guys, this transformation, change, and doing the right thing, it isn't easy in any way, shape, or form. That's just the reality, because that's who we were. But you just got to remind ourselves, as hard as you were going on the bullshit, that's how hard you got to go on doing what you need to do.
Yeah, to unravel the madness.
Right.
Exactly. That's what it is. And it's we were deeply immersed in gang culture. We were deeply immersed.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Drug culture, prison, criminal activity. It's just, the list goes on and on. Our stories are on the YouTube channel. You can look up both of our stories. I encourage you to listen to them. Jesse has an amazing story. My story, I go in deep with it. I don't know, can I say that my story is an amazing story as well, Jess?
I would think so. I think they would see how amazing it is if they go listen to it for themselves.
But is that narcissistic?
Yeah.
Egotistical? Is that does that highlight everything that I've attempted to overcome?
Is that a reminder of how sick I still am?
Yeah, we're on there, you know, and say, look, as far as us, I'm sure our information is up on the site, you know, and we were on the news, we were on, you know, online and stuff like that. So, as far as our cases, our 187 cases and whatnot, but all that stuff, I sent James some stuff. I know, James, you were a little curious about some of the stuff that, you know, is related to CDCR, maybe our history and whatnot. So I sent you a 115. I might have sent you a few of them. Sent you some incident reports. I sent you the P-Dub.
Hey,
And
and right now,
things that, yep.
and right now that you mentioned that, I'm actually gonna open it up. I'm gonna open it up so you guys can see. This is David's information right here. And and you know what? I'm gonna turn on my camera for the YouTube side so they could go ahead and also see. Oh, that's not it. I'm gonna turn on my camera so they could see exactly what you're talking about, so I could share the paperwork with them. So you could go ahead and here we go. I think this is it. Now, anyhow, I'll go ahead. And hand over the mic to you, and I'll just run through these pictures in the background while you're talking.
Look, and the thing is, look, this is the thing with Jesse and I. We're not here to glorify. We're not here to glorify bad behavior. We're not here to glorify anything from the past. We're not here to glorify violence in any way, gangs and whatnot. Jesse and I, we were bona fide in our day. You know, that's what we did. That's the lifestyle that we lived and breathed that. And I think our story is unique in that sense. Is we were heavily involved and we saw the light. And that's what we want to show people. Hey, no matter what you are, no matter what you're involved with, no matter what you've done in the past, you can change. And it's hard for people to understand. They say, oh, well, these fools are not, they're not this, they're not that no more, and whatnot. We can't hang and all that. And, I mean, realistically, we were the problem. Jesse was a huge problem. I'm looking at him right now, and I'm thinking, damn, dude, you're still a huge problem, but just in a whole different way. No?
You're giving me a problem right now.
Yeah, I'm getting a vibe right now from you, just problematic, we try to be, Jesse and I, we're not perfect, but we do live a life in good, orderly direction. We still hurt, we still get upset, but guess what we don't do, man? We don't hurt people anymore. We don't harm people. We ceased our criminal behavior. We stopped it, and it's not easy. It's not easy when you can look at things and be like, oh shit, you show me an object, I'll show you a scam. Yeah. It's not easy, so we had to rewire the way that we think. We had to rewire the way that we interact with people, and it wasn't hard, and that's why I wanted to show you that stuff, James. I wanted to show you, okay, look, you seen clearly I did not care. I know you read that stuff, right? Did you read any of that stuff?
I have not got a chance to fully read it. I just kind of glossed over it.
Yeah. So I sent you. What I sent you was I sent you a committee chrono for one.
Okay, yeah.
And I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what that is. And okay, so that a committee chrono is basically your paperwork. So most people in here, we don't check paperwork and stuff. Jesse and I, it's not important to us anymore. But the life that we came from, absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody would come into the cell without showing us that piece of paper. And
128.
yeah, it's called a 128G, and it looks a little different than we're used to before. Now it has the big old classification committee chrono on top. Before it was just a simple document. there's
Printed out piece of paper.
yeah, there's one thing right off the bat, right? That people
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
most people they don't look at the whole thing right off the bat. So what they do, you see do you see the committee chrono right there, James?
Yeah, that was one right on top.
Yep, it says classification committee chrono. So what you do is you scan the front page, you flip it over to the back, right?
Yeah.
You flip it over to the back and you go to the very bottom.
Mm-hmm.
You see the very bottom, it says something that says case factors.
Case factors. Okay, yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so the first line on the top, that's what people look for. Go ahead, read that first line.
Case factors. So it would be inmate is eligible for 270 design housing. Inmate has no history of arson, escape, computer crimes, kidnapping, or something offenses I'm not going to mention. Noted.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it. That's what people look for. That's what people look for right off the bat. The thing that you don't want to mention,
Mm-hmm.
they look for and they say, okay, well, none of those are noted, so they know that the dude's not a weirdo.
Yeah.
No funny bunny offenses.
And so people will start, people look at that. They start looking at that and they're like, okay, so once that goes, then they'll start giving you your fair shake. Now, there's organizations and stuff in prison, they won't even talk to you until they see this piece of paper. They won't do nothing to you, but they'll kind of they'll associate with you a little bit, but you're going to be put on kind of like suspicion status. You get the benefit of the doubt with an asterisk.
Anybody who travels without that piece of paper, whether it's stuffed in their ass, hidden in their ass, or whether it's in their stuff, if you show up in a place and you didn't have your 128, you were going to be called into question. Dudes were going to look at you funny, just based on that. It was like driving the car out there without a driver's license. You know what I mean? And so if you didn't have it on you, you were given a grace period to get it, because sometimes shit happens. People's property get lost. Cops sometimes might play games, but you get a grace period. But if you don't turn up with it eventually, then you're going to more than likely be in some sort of trouble.
Yep. So then they go through, and then on top of that, right, there's a thing that says STG. So they put those things on there. I scratched out the gang names on there. But you see that part where I scratched out?
Oh yeah,
They kind of see
a blue pen, right?
Yeah, I scratched that on a blue pen. But you see how it says Southern Hispanic on there? They look for that. You can see that thing on there. They're like, okay, well those are the stiff and STG. You can kind of tell, like, okay, well, you're from this region and whatnot, and then the actual name of your gang and your moniker will be on there. So that kind of checks out,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Do you see the part up above where I highlighted it? It's in a highlighter?
Yeah, I see that part, yeah.
Okay, like not the sentence below it, but the one after that paragraph, then they want to see if you've been putting in work. And that's another thing. So it talks about that's your disciplinary history. Those are all the incidents and everything that you're doing, so they can kind of tell, okay, well, this is why this fool's been moving around, and the story kind of checks out,
Yeah.
And so that's the first and foremost. That's the first screening that you do when you walk onto a yard. And if you've been around and you don't have that piece of paper with you, there's already something suspect going on. People are like, all right, well, that's a little. Hey, I'm gonna give you a call back right now.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
All right. So right now, what David was talking about, he actually mailed me some pictures. His classification committee chrono. And that's what I was showing on the screen right there. That this information here that's being displayed on the screen is his personal information. He's sharing it with me, and he's okay with me sharing it with you guys. So that's why I'm putting it up on the screen, so you guys could take a look at it. This is the first time I've ever seen a chrono. I've never been upstate, never been to prison, I've never been gang affiliated, I've never been involved in anything like that. And there it is. The call's coming back in.
This call is now being recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello, David.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me ask you something because I noticed something, from here, holding your paperwork in front of me. For,
Yep.
for having your paperwork in the suitcase or in the prison wallet, man, this is pretty clean. I thought it would have been a little bit dirtier.
Well, I didn't have that one in there. I mean, I could try to make it as authentic as possible, but the prison wallet is closed for business. But I mean, Jesse, on the other hand, he might be able to.
You want me to send you some fundio work?
Yeah, it depends. I mean, you got a couple sopas?
Yeah. Send you some fundio paperwork?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you can fold that paper pretty small, but Jesse says don't bother. Just leave it as
Yeah.
is.
As a matter of fact,
Roll it.
paper roll. I need to make sure I don't lose it.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, hey, yeah, that's just, we're just going to leave that one alone. Yeah. So, so one thing that I have to ask, right? So you see what my disciplinary history is, right? You see, and so you can tell when I tell my story, that I'm coming from an authentic place.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that come onto these things and they
talk a good 10 rounds.
They talk a good 10 rounds, and a lot of people they don't understand, like, okay, well, who are these dudes and whatnot. Like I said, look, I'm not gonna put stuff out there, but say you got the PW in your hand, the transformation that I made. You could probably see it. It's a little bit more visible than you may have seen before. It's not just a story. You see it in black and white right there. You see it. That's pretty much what you have in your hand is kind of like it's like with the cliff notes of it's a roadmap of my life. Yeah. Jesse has it. He has the same thing. His is Jesse has another story. He's got a different roadmap, but it says generally pretty much the same stuff.
It's pretty much painted with the same colorfulness.
Yeah.
And we only say all that to add credibility to the journey. That's it. A lot of people that listen to a lot of these prison channels and stuff like that, they come on here to look because they want to look inside a prison. I believe we're trying to do a little something different on this channel, but in order to truly appreciate the message we're trying to deliver and the destination that we're trying to arrive at and where we're at today, people have to be able to truly understand. Because I know a lot of people sit on the outside and, oh man, these dudes are pesetas. Oh man, these dudes, they couldn't hack it. I'll just tell you straight up, I didn't want to hack it. I don't want to hack it. I'm not hacking it. It's embarrassing to think that I hacked it for as long as I did.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you right now, and that's why we tell you certain things. That's why Dave sent you that, so that way, if there's any questions about anybody, it's like, look, bro, and we only do this so that you understand that our message is valuable. It's valid. It's not. This isn't some lip-lopping lames telling you guys, hey man, come do this on some PC talk. This is.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
These are men who traversed the jungle, and came up out the other side better people. You know what I mean? And that's all it is to give hope to anybody and to show society and people that listen, like, hey, look, I know you guys see prison on TV. I know you see all this stuff, and you just think, like, man, these dudes are savages. These dudes are monsters. 100%. That's exactly what we were for years and years and years. But you know what? That walking through this fire ultimately shaped us into men. That's who we are today. You know what I mean? We're men. You know what I mean? We're men of integrity, men of honor. You know what I mean? We're fathers, husbands, brothers, uncles, all, grandfathers, all those things. But now we're actually, we actually own those titles, and that paperwork and stuff like that is just so people understand, so you guys can understand that, like, man, the things these guys are saying, it puts that much more value in the message because it shows where we came from, that it wasn't just a couple dudes. Because nowadays dudes get locked up, they're locking it up right out of the cop car. They get to the police station, they're snitching already. They're as soon as they get in the back of the cop car, they're trying to find a way to get out of prison. And hey, more power to you. But what I don't like is if that's what you're doing and then you turn around and you keep coming back. To me, that's just trash shit. You know what I mean? I don't condone the criminal lifestyle whatsoever, but I don't condone for sure. What I dislike even more is these punk ass kids that you know what I mean, that
Yeah,
cut
it's-
from silky fabric.
that's crazy.
And,
Yeah.
and as soon as they get busted, they want to pee on themselves,
Yep.
and then they keep coming back. It's like, look, if you realize you're not built for this, then you're not built for this. I can respect that because that's a man that has enough sense to realize he's not built for this bullshit and he turns his life around.
Absolutely.
But if you can't hack it and you throw in the towel and you decide to keep doing dumbass shit like that, just it's just weird to me.
No, it is. You see that? Okay, so you see that same one about the disciplinary history, James.
Yeah.
That same paragraph. Okay, on the bottom, the last comma on the bottom part of that paragraph to the right. Right. Look at that date, 2/23/2001. What were you doing on 2/23/2001?
2/23/2001.
That was
Oh
what-
man, you're asking
How
me
many-
or
How much? Yeah, I'm asking you.
me?
Yeah, what were you doing?
That
Man.
was 23. That was 23 years ago.
Yeah.
I was just getting out of YA and I was already on the run for this murder.
Yep. And yeah, no, he was. And the thing is, okay, so you see imagine how old I am right now, and look and think about how young I was in that situation right there. That's that one.
Oh yeah.
Think about how old I was. And it's crazy because I had just got off the phone. I was talking to Jesse during that time. I remember around that time that I was talking to him and our boy Pit Viper. And I was calling from that institution, and
We were on the street still.
yeah, they were still on the
I
streets
got
at that
busted a
time.
few months later.
Yep. And the thing is that's what we were doing when we were kids.
Yeah.
We were in these institutions. We were in high risk situations. We were putting in work. And it didn't stop there. It kept going. It kept going. There's things that I have, James, that didn't make it even on this paper, the one that I sent you. There's more. There's a lot more. And it's just that's just a small window into the madness that we came from. We rose out of that, and if we can do it, anybody can.
Absolutely.
I haven't put my hands on nobody or harmed nobody or done anything since 1/6/2018. 1/6/2018. That's my last 115. I could say that one on here because that's not really too bad. That 115 was for refusing a direct order, and that was my last 115. That's almost January will be 7 years, and I got that refusing a direct order because when I finally got moved on by members of my former gang, I didn't get down. The direct order was get down while they were shooting at me. And that's how I'm lucky that I'm still here. And it happened on a 180 level 4-yard. It happened in a real prison.
They will shoot you.
They will shoot you and kill you. And I heard shots firing. I had 2 dudes on me, and like I said, man, I'm not getting down. They yell get down the whole time they're shooting at you, or you got dudes on you and they're throwing bombs at you. Things are exploding all around you. It's chaos. And I sent you a 115, I believe, from a riot. Because it's pretty general. You're gonna see it's gonna be probably from 2017.
2017.
But I wanted you to read. Yeah, I got the date right here, but you'll see it. It says participation in a riot. It's the 115 for that. 4/24/2017.
4/24/2017. I see an incident report from 2/28/2016. Let me see.
I think that was Ricky probably.
To 12/29/2016. And
I don't
that's
even know
it.
what that is.
It says incident report.
Oh, you know what?
Oh,
I
that's
sent
the
it.
sodomy on a pit bull with the
No, I sent that. I sent it. You know what it is? No, I sent it.
Yeah.
I sent it I sent you a picture. I sent you that recent picture, and I do that 115 in there with that one too. So you'll get it later. But that one talks about the 40 millimeter impact rounds. It talks about the bombs and the 40 millimeter impact rounds. One of them that I sent you was okay. So the one I wanted. Let me see. That one was 7/7/2015. No, I'm sorry. 2/28/2016.
2/28. Yeah.
2/28/2000. Yeah. Okay. So remember I was telling you about getting hit with that freaking baton?
Yeah.
That's the one that. Yep. That's the one. That's the one where they freaking. Yeah, they got me 3 times with it. It's a collapsible. That freaking. Yeah, that baton freaking hurts. But that's what prison is. That's what all that stuff is. You know, it's crazy that it's a little world of madness. You know, and I got into that incident later. That incident, I was actually proned out somewhere, and when you see your boys kind of getting involved, there's so much coverage on the yard that you kind of like, you know, you got to get over there no matter what happens. They're already responding to the incident, but you see, I kind of just crept up and just jumped up when I had an opportunity, you know, and whatever happened, you know, and that's the result of that, you know. You end up getting clubbed.
You know, I have somebody.
Yeah, but instead, look, we don't BS when we talk what we talk about when we get into our histories and our stories. Like we're serious. You know, you could look us up. You know, my name's David Isaac Lopez. You can just Google me. You know, Jesse Nava. I'm sure he's got plenty of stuff out there. You know, and like we're gonna reiterate, you can rise up out of anything, and that goes with anything you got going on out there in society. Just because we're incarcerated, it doesn't mean that we're not experiencing real human emotion. We're surviving in an ugly world. This is an ugly world in here. This is a place that we're managing in this environment to release ourselves, at least emotionally, from prison. We can't. We're looking around right now. We're in this small cell right now. We're locked in. We've been locked in here since yesterday. We got cell-fed this morning. We haven't been out of the cell since yesterday. When we, what did we walk for dinner? Did we even go to dinner yesterday?
Back to the building, remember?
Matter of fact, I ain't been out of this cell since 2 o'clock yesterday. I've been in the cell for over 24 hours just sitting here.
Rotting away.
Yep. Yeah, matter of fact, I got back from visit at 2 o'clock yesterday, and I haven't been out of the cell since. No, I went out last night for day room, huh? Day room time.
Oh, yeah.
That's right, we had a short day room last night, like an hour, and then I came back in. But yeah, so that's the reality of this place, and guess what, man? We're free. We're not tied to any of our nonsense, our BS. You know, we're moving on. We're getting right. We got a lot of guys in here that they learned real late. You know, I know the listeners got introduced to my boy Tito. It's funny when people call him Tito. I'm like, who the hell are you talking about? I hear him call.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Man, I don't know who this Tito guy is. I know Tito. You know. Yeah. And let me tell you this though, man. Tito, that's my boy right there. I've known him for a while. His brother was my cellie. His brother's my boy. And he's doing what he's supposed to do now. He's getting his life on track. He's older. He's got a big old brocha that rivals James's brocha. But hey,
he's gonna be the new wicked whip of the West.
He's seeing that. Guess what, man? You don't have to die in here. Jesse and I, we don't have to die in prison. Yeah, we're both sentenced to life in prison at this time. Jesse's going to board soon. Mine's a little ways out. But you see on the top, James, where it says release on the committee chrono.
Committee chrono.
On the very top page.
Top. Release.
On the top on the top up there, right? It says control date type.
Control
it
date.
It says control date.
Control date. Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Yep. It says. See how it says 424 2041.
424. Nope. I don't see that. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Control date. Yeah, I see that. Okay. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. So that's considered that's when my case. That's when I'm eligible for board. And then it says control date type. Well, we have NEPD dates. It means minimum eligible parole date. We don't have MERDs. Like people who are non-lifers, they have what you call a MERD, N-E-R-D, minimum eligible.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yeah, ours is a little different. Ours is actually an NEPD date, which means that we have an indeterminate sentence, which means that they can hold us anywhere from, I go to board at 2041, but they can hold me for the rest of my life. There's things that have changed in the system, which means that I actually have a date. I have a board eligibility date in 2031 because I qualified for something. So it's a little bit more it's kind of complicated with the way things are changing with laws right now. So they're actually giving me an opportunity to go to board a little sooner, 10 years sooner than that date. This phone's going to cut off, James. We'll give you a call back.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. So let me see. When I get a moment, I'll go ahead and start asking them these questions and whatnot that we're having over here. And then, Angel, thank you. Appreciate it. Angel writes, Happy Father's Day to all you fathers. Cuvo, James, I hope everyone is firme. Y gracias a ti. And I'll read off that comment right now when they call back. Carlos Maldonado writes, Escape, carnal. Oh, he ain't going nowhere. Not from there, at least. I mean, if it was maybe like a camp, then yeah, they could walk away, but not here.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello,
All
hello.
right, James?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I wanted to read off some of these comments on here. We have a comment from Angel,
Yep.
from Oxnard, and he writes, "Happy Father's Day to all of you fathers. Cuvo, James, I hope everyone is firme."
We appreciate you. Gracias. Yep, we appreciate you.
And then
Yep, that's cool. Thank you.
we also had a comment here from Juan, and then he writes, "Damn man, I hope y'all get a chance at freedom one day. I can't imagine being in a cell all day, every day."
Yeah, I can't either. Yeah. That goes for two of us.
Been in one most of my life, and I can't imagine it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's why I'm over it.
Yep. And then, no, it's crazy. So I wanted to go over some more of those. Okay, so you see
He's doing the questions. He's doing it.
Oh yeah. What else you got?
Yeah.
And then, for that, because we're still on TikTok right now. So, whenever we're referring to like certain incidents, let's use some words that the AI can't pick up.
Yep.
All right. And then, you know what? I have a question on here from Norma K. She writes, "What workouts does Jesse do in his cell when he can't leave?" Yeah, Jesse, what kind of workouts do you do?
He does a lot of squats.
Kegels and squats is my go-to.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, mostly just burpees and push-ups and like Dave said, squats and we got these dumbbells. We got these dumbbells in here that've been coming through. Something tough for us. We're doing a lot of curls and back arms and flies and arm rotations with them. So just to kind of add a little resistance to the exercise we already do. Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. The cells are kind of small, so you try to keep your exercise, confined to a little area. But yeah, mostly that.
Burpees, like occasionally, if we're in here cooped up too long, Jess will knock out some burpees. I do them too in here. What else you do in here, Jess? I see he does a lot of like sit up things for his back, to like strengthen his back.
Crunchies and sit-ups, and mostly just calisthenics. The cell's good for calisthenics. We do back arms off the thing. Like I said, lately mostly what we've been doing with the cell is the dumbbells. We get a little warm up before we go out to the yard and actually hit the pull-up bars and stuff like that. I try to do a chest on one day and arms on the next day, and I've been wanting to get into legs a lot more because that's where a lot of your testosterone comes from. You got to have the foundation, so Yeah, the cells pretty much, calisthenics and burpees and the curls with the dumbbells and the flies and the arm faces and stuff.
I thought he was doing Marvel faces, Marvel comic faces the other day, but he was really just in pain.
Three-way llamada.
He was doing like mean. He was doing mean face,
Yeah.
squinting, shrieking, and he just had a stomach ache. I thought that was the workout he was doing, prison yard faces. Yeah, but now Jesse's been here for a while too, so he's a strange cookie, but I understand him. At night he can't sleep. He can't go to sleep unless there's like maximum noise. Like it's insane. Like me, I'm the opposite. I gotta have earplugs in. Like I put earplugs at night, because this is my boy right here. So hey, if this is how he has to get to sleep, more power to him. So I invested in some. Well, Jesse got them for me because he knows how he is. Give me some pretty good earplugs. I clog them in. I cover my eyes. I sleep with something over my eyes so the TV light doesn't get me. And it's crazy because I'll get up. Like last night, I got up around midnight. Got up at midnight and drink a little bit of water, and the TV's on loud. So I look down to see if he's still watching it because I shut his TV off a lot. Like if he forgets that his TV's on, I'll shut it off. And I look down and I look at him and I'm like, damn, this fool's sitting up and he's staring right at the TV and his eyes are closed, right? But I can't tell like if they're just drooped down and he's watching TV. So I don't want to be a dick and like shut his TV off and he's just staring at it, So I look down a little bit and then freaking I'm like, damn, I don't know. So I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna go for it. It's already after midnight, and shut it off. So I turn it off and right away he's out, he's gone. I'll start like he'll be laying down and he'll be awake and I'll jump off the bunk in the daytime to like hook up a little bit of food for lunch, and he'll just be sitting upright. But as soon as I start making noise, he knocks out snoring. This is the time where you would think that he's not gonna go to sleep. Like I'm not trying to be like loud and obnoxious or nothing. I'm just hooking up some food, and this fool just knocks out. He uses the sound and goes to sleep. His wheels are always turning. And that's this place. It sucks because once you get that bug, it's kind of hard to turn it off. Mine do that too, but in other ways. I won't turn the TV on because it'll make it worse. But I'll toss and turn all night, and it's crazy because I'll get up and I just can't sleep. I'll just be tossing and turning. I'll be thinking about the streets. I'll be thinking about my wife. I'll be thinking about just stuff I have to do and schoolwork, and I just can't sleep. And I'll get up, and no matter when I get up in the middle of the night, no matter when, this fool is up. He's awake. I'll just hear a voice like, "Oh, I can't sleep either, huh?" Like, what the hell? No, and it's crazy because he'll be like, I'll get up at like 2 in the morning to use a restroom or something, and I'll see the glow of his tablet. He'll just be like, and he'll be watching something super boring. He'll be watching like a motivational speech, a TED Talk or something.
Yeah, Dovo.
Yeah, on the Dovo app, we have this like educational app, and he'll be watching these videos, and these are things that I can't even stay awake watching when I'm up. Just fully watching it, just looking at it, and he still gets up every morning at 4:00 in the morning.
It's because I get anxiety. That's probably why. Because just once my mind starts moving, it's kind of hard to shut it down.
Yeah, 4 a.m. I mean, like clockwork. I'll be up I kind of wake up at that time, but I'm not staying awake. I'm just gonna roll over and try to go back to sleep. But this fool will get up every morning with the TV on.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And he's up. It's crazy. He'll go to sleep after me. He'll go to sleep. I'm out by like 9:30, 10 o'clock. He goes to sleep. Who knows when he goes to sleep? He's up in the middle of the night. Whenever he finds room to sleep, and then he's up at 4 a.m. And he's been living like this for years.
That's why I have these bags under my eyes.
But they're not as bad as they should be. Like he should have like these they should look like sandbags hanging, but they're not. You guys have seen him on the video things, and he just looks like he's just cruising. Yeah, I don't know. What about you, James? What's your sleep pattern out there?
My sleep pattern, man, I need 8 hours of sleep. I need quiet, no noise, and pitch dark. I can't have any night lights on, TV on, none of that. I need utter darkness and no lights.
I needed I could listen to like some sound, like Jesse's TV doesn't bother me. Like when I hear it's on, I just put the hit. I could hear it like through the earplugs. It's not like it like blocks out everything, but I just needed a little dimmer. But I have to have my eyes covered. In county jail, they never turn the lights off. And in where I came from on the level 4 in Calipatria, they don't turn the lights off over there. So I'm just used to sleeping with the shirt over my eyes, and it has to be a dark shirt. I can't sleep with a white shirt. Yeah, I don't know what the hell that's about.
Wait, what? What?
Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Yeah, I don't know what this place has done to me. I cannot sleep with anything other than a dark colored shirt over my eyes. If I have a white shirt and my eyes are closed and the white shirt is over my eyes, in my mind, it'll feel like it's bright. You know, and it'll keep me up. Yeah, it's crazy, huh? Yeah.
Hey, so when you were like whenever you ended up in AdSeg or the shoe, um,
Mhm.
is it quiet back there, or is there people making noise?
Fucking horrible. It's the loudest place. Like, it's insane. Like, it's like both. Okay, so I'll show you. I'll show you. You have a picture of AdSig.
Yeah.
You got them other pictures? Okay, so look. Let me see. I got a copy of. Okay, so do you see the one? Do you see the picture with the cages? It's got everybody's locked in those phone booths in those cages.
Phone booths, cages. Let me see. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I see it. Let me turn on my camera
Okay,
over
now you
here.
see the. Yep. Now
Okay.
you see the. Okay, so you see the one on the far right where it has that bad copy line through it. That no man, that drove me crazy when I seen that.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
But do
see it
you
on
see
yeah
that?
on the left. Yeah.
Okay. Now you see right above those cages. You see the cells. That's the hole. That's what it looks like in a lot of places.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you go up to one. Okay, so when you first get to the hole, they put you usually show up with people. You'll show up with people like they'll process you into the hole like around the same time with other people, or you'll have your crimies like the people you put in work with. They'll be there with you. So in those cages right there, they'll put you in there, right? And they strip you naked right there when you're in the hole. They strip you naked and they take all your clothes that you came in there with. They strip you. They take from you. So then, once you're getting dressed, they hand you that white jumpsuit. You see them jumpsuits that they're wearing? That's the white jumpsuit from the hole. So
Yeah.
then, when you get there, the people that are in the cells directly, you see the cells that are up there on the top tier. You see those cell doors?
Yeah.
Those are cell doors right there. So there's going to be people in those cells that the gangs have in their positions. They'll be responsible for calling down to those cages. So you can to the cages, it's see-through, it's mesh on both sides, so you can see up there to those cells. But you'll have representatives of different regions and gang leaders in those cells, and they call down to you to do the initial screening process, and that's where it starts. The first thing that you'll hear a lot of noise, but then somebody will yell real loud, "Dispensa on the theta, excuse me on the tier," and that's basically they're just acknowledging dispensa on the theta, any of the Mexicans that are on the tier, and excuse me on the tier, they're acknowledging for the whites, the whites and the blacks, just letting them know, hey, the tier's ours. And most people will respect that because even the dudes who are there for like weird stuff, most people want to hear who these guys are. So that's the time where the whole it gets real quiet. Everybody in the cage stays quiet, and everybody kind of looks up there, and they'll ask you, "Hey, what's up, homie? You active?" You know what I mean? You are, you bang what you are. You know what I mean? Yeah, Simone, what's up? Okay, well, where you from, homie? Boom, 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 bang. So everybody kind of knows, all right, you got a homie right here. We'll get at you later. When you go to these cells right here, don't talk to these dudes. Don't talk to those dudes. All right, you got your paperwork with you, and that's it. So that's the first process. So once you get up into those cells, they'll move you out and they'll take you to other cells. They're already sending word through the vents. Hey, this dude is so-and-so, and everybody talks through the vents. Everybody can communicate through 4 cells, and the guys who hear in the other cells that aren't connected to the vent, they're already hollering, they're sending word, they're doing whatever. All kinds of stuff is happening all around you. So now, unfortunately, do you have a picture? It's going to be on the. I don't have a copy of it for some reason, but I believe I sent it to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's of a cell. It'll be on the lower left corner.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, you know
Okay,
what? You
you
sent
see
me
how
two.
empty that cell is?
You sent me two copies. You probably kept your.
Did I?
Yeah. I
Oh,
was wondering why you sent me two.
yep. Well, there's my copy. So anyway,
What happened?
I sent him my copy too.
Of what?
Of the cell. It's a cell.
Oh.
It's a cell that looks similar to the cells in Tehachapi when you walk in, but it's real. It's a cell that's stripped out. There's nothing in it. It's just plain. You know what that plain cell looks like. No matter Jesse didn't see the picture,
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
but he knows what that cell looks like because we've been in many of them like that. So that's what your cell looks like when you first get to the hole. You walk in, and that's what you see. What do you see in that cell, James?
Toilet, a mirror, and two beds.
Do you see a pen? Do you see a piece of paper? Do you see any?
I see a toilet
Nothing.
paper. I see a roll of toilet paper. Yeah, no
That's
pens,
it.
no pen,
Now
no
let me tell you
paper.
about that roll of toilet paper. Let me give you a call back right now. It's gonna cut off.
Okay, alrighty, cool. All right, so you know what? I want to go ahead and wish everybody a happy Father's Day. If you're a father, if you're not, then what we detected an activity. Oh no, hold on. Let me put this little puzzle through on my screen here. I guess I got a message from TikTok. They're not getting any activity, so I had to go ahead and put the puzzle so they wouldn't boot me off of the live. But hey, I want to go ahead and welcome lovely sunshine. Also, I want to go ahead and thank Ryan for following. Also for the Rigo. Oh no, hold on, is that Rigo? Oh well, hey, gracias for the follow. I appreciate it. And Leslie had asked, what prison were they at? They're actually in Centinela State Prison, California. All right, and anybody else? All right, there goes. The phone is ringing, and let me pick it up. Okay.
This call is
Esta
now
es
being
Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
Oh, hopefully this is not start
Gracias por
tripping.
utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
All right. Yes, sir.
All right.
So, okay. Now you see that cell, right?
Yeah.
So when you walk in that cell, and you see they'll give you there'll be a mattress. The only thing I don't remember in that picture, I don't think there's a mattress on those beds.
No mattress.
You get
No.
like a little. Yeah. So generally, a lot of times when you get to a cell like that, there won't be a mattress. You gotta wait for them to come and bring one to you. But you get like generally speaking, you'll have a mattress that's it'll be thrown like hanging off the bunk, and half of it on the floor and half on the bunk, or it'll be just thrown like all crazy, like in a weird position. So you kind of walk in and you just see this mattress, and it's all plastic, and you got a bedroll. You got that jumpsuit, you got that white jumpsuit, and you got like they'll give you like a towel. They'll give you like one towel. So that's about it. You get like, there's nothing much to it. So when that door closes behind you, it's crazy because the first thing that you normally hear when you're in that cell is the vent. Remember I told you about the vent?
Yeah.
That vent is so loud. It's like it's so loud, man. It's like you're almost like locked into a little capsule. So that's what you hear all the time. You kind of get used to it and you tune it out a little bit, but it's usually freezing in there. The vent is blowing nonstop, and you just hear everybody yelling to those cages all the time, or yelling back and forth, and then they're trying to yell to you because they're trying to, they want you to fish to them your paperwork so that they can fuck with you, to make sure that you're that you're good, or you're even if you're not GP, if you're on SNY but you're associated with the gang in SNY or whatnot, those dudes will get at you, and so everybody's gonna find a place there. The loneliest place to be in the hole is alone. It's hard to explain, like when you're not running with nobody and when you first come to you leave the main line or you leave the gang and whatnot, like you have nothing. There's nobody that's going to be calling for you after that. That's the part that makes a lot of us regret leaving. Nobody calls for you. You're there. You're in that box. You have nothing to write with. I can't write my wife because I don't have a pen. I don't have a piece of paper. Nobody's there to give me a stamp. Nobody's there to give me an envelope. I'm just there. I got nothing but my thoughts, and I'm looking around that cell. And what do you think? What do you got to do in that cell? You got a roll of toilet paper, but you're so bored. You just want anything to happen. You just want something different to happen, and it just doesn't. It never changes your situation. And the most important thing you get is chow time. Chow time is when you're finally going to get something, including a milk carton. You want that milk carton because you got nothing to drink water out of. You're drinking out of this sink that it has no water pressure, so it's almost like you got to suck the water out of the sink, and it's disgusting. You don't want to do that, But when you're thirsty, you'll do it. And then you're looking down at that sink trying to drink water, and it's got grime on it, but you got nothing to clean it off with. You feel dirty, but you want to shower, but you don't got no soap. You finally come up with a state bar soap. It's a little white bar soap, but you don't got deodorant. You need to brush your teeth, but you don't got toothpaste. You don't got a toothbrush. You got they give you like it's a small manila envelope. It's real small, and it's filled with a powder. They call it tooth powder. So you just kind of sprinkle that powder on your hand and just eat it and kind of use your finger to brush your teeth. Nobody's there to look out for you. You don't get shit until you go to the store. But when you get fed and it's dinner time or lunchtime, they don't give you they give you a sack lunch there, but you get breakfast and dinner hot. But you see those trays, James?
Yeah.
Picture those trays.
Those things are horrible.
That's what comes sliding into your door. Now, the trays that you get, okay, so the bottom two trays is what we get here. You get the one on the right. The tray on the lower right is what we use. That's the way our trays look here in this institution. The ones on the left are the trays you get in ATSIG. They're like a
big rubber plastic.
Yeah, they're a big rubber plastic thing, and the way that they are, you can stack those trays. You can stack them, and they put them in they'll stack 10 trays, and they use straps that hold the whole stack together, and then the officers will carry the whole stack upstairs onto a cart and put them through the tray slot. So that's what you look forward to, and you're looking at those things. Remember, I told you about those. You see those little packets, those little relish packets right there on the left on that tray.
Yeah.
You're looking at those things, and you're just like, man, you got some color on those things. You're so bored and you're so isolated. And I'm telling you, that's what you got to work with. That's what incarceration looks like when you're living that lifestyle.
That's the packet that'll keep you alive in ATSIG.
Absolutely.
You're starving.
You're starving. Guess what, man?
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I saved that crack. You know them little crackers? The little crackers right there?
Yeah.
I'll break those crackers into 4 pieces. I do. I get them and I bust them in half and I bust them sideways. And I used to eat one little corner of that cracker.
When to trick your brain into thinking you ate something.
Yep. That's what I would do. You see the rice? Go ahead.
Were any of you picky eaters before you guys went in on this life sentence?
I wasn't really a picky eater, but I wasn't trying to eat that. When it comes, you know what I'm saying? Like you see that and you're like, I don't know. Oh, then, yeah. That's kind of a difficult question to answer. It's like, yes, I was extremely picky if that was what I was choosing from. You know, I was not gonna.
Hey, you know
You
what?
know, and
You know
you
how
wait. Hey, yeah, go ahead.
you know how I mentioned before that that I stopped messing around when I hit county. This is one of the reasons right here that
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. It was the food. The food just sucked. It was all bad. It was all bad. You know, you know.
Look at the
Go ahead. Go ahead.
look at the beans. Look at the beans on that lower tray. Look at that beans on that tray with the crackers. Look at those beans. You remember those beans? We still get them.
I
I
hate.
bet you they're gonna come on our tray right now. It's showtime right now. That's a standard.
Get them just about every day.
Yeah, they look just like that. Hey, that cereal on the tray on the top part of the picture. You see that rice oatmeal? That's what it looks like. It still looks like that.
We got that
I think
this
it might look a
morning.
little
Yeah, we
bit
got that
worse
this
than 20
morning. You
years
get that.
ago.
Yeah, no, for sure, it definitely looks worse now. The food's gotten way horrible. It used to be not. It wasn't that bad before.
You know what?
Yeah,
And just
it's
talking to you guys and you guys give me updates on the food. It lets me know that I definitely made the right decision. You not continuing down that path.
hey, the crazy part is it's dinner time right now, and
Hmm.
I'm not going to dinner. Yeah, I'm not. There's feeding in the building right now. I'm looking at the menu and it says spaghetti with marinara sauce and all that. Like what it looks like is
Oh, today's with meat sauce.
with meat sauce, but all I see it's all watered down. The spaghetti is like it's kind of cold and stringy. Like sometimes it comes good, but it's real hit and miss with these meals, you know. And that's a consequence from living the life that I live. Look, I wanted to be hardcore, you know. I wanted to put in work, you know, stuff like that. And look, this is what it is now. Okay, so there's only certain parts of these pictures that I wanted to show you. Unfortunately, okay, the one with the American flag, it's another messed up picture on the top right-hand corner.
American flag.
You see it? It's got an American flag hanging down. Yeah,
Oh yeah. When where it has the cage in the middle, or the two cages.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, yeah. Now, right where that blur spot is, that's the rest of the hallway. Now, that's the hallway in Chino. It's got to be. If it's not, it's from a prison that looks just like Chino. That's what it looks like. I've spent days in those cages. Days. That's where you're housed, basically. You come out of, when you get there to Chino prison, you get put in the hallway. Well, that's how it used to be. You get put in the hallway because they don't have room for you. Now, the guys that are all sitting together in that cage right there, they're either waiting for medical or they're waiting to be housed. So they got like the blanket roll with them, and they sleep in those cages because the place was so packed at that time that they didn't. It took that long. It took over 24 hours to house you, and there's no restroom in there. So you're in there, you're waiting. You have to use the restroom, and you can't use the restroom because you got to wait for an officer that's busy to walk by and open that cage and go take you and escort you to a restroom. Guess what cage I was always in? I was in the cage next to that because I was in that little phone booth cage right there, waiting to go to ADSEG because I had an indeterminate shoot term. So I couldn't be housed in that cage like that. I had to be housed in a phone booth. I had to be put in a phone booth cage, waiting to go to the hole. You know, that's where those cages that are in the hole. I did a lot of my time just standing in cages like that.
That's the old Bill and Ted phone booth.
Yeah, that's what we call them, the phone booths. But I've slept on the floor of those cages, curled up in a little ball. Yep,
Traveling through time.
yep, just
Traveling
sitting there.
through time.
Yep, I've sat there, leaned up against the cage, just freaking trying to get comfortable. You know, yeah, try spending 18 hours straight in a cage like that. You know, they take you out. Yeah, they take you out here and there to go get a. They take you out to go get to use the restroom, and you eat in there. You take your naps in there. Yeah, in that little phone booth. That's what these pictures were from. Saw that racket out there. Caltime, are they feeding us in the building?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. They're over there yelling on the loudspeakers, so we're looking out the door right now. Now they're doing the buffet. Yeah, they brought they don't want us to go to the chow hall today, so they're feeding us in the building right now. Which means that they let the kitchen workers out, and they set up. They bring the pans into the building with the food, and they bring that same tray that you guys just seen right now. And you walk by and they just freaking serve you that junk.
Serve you shit on a platter.
And it doesn't look good. Yeah.
Hey guys, let me ask you a
I'm not
question. Well, not a question from me, but we do have a question from Juan right here, and he wants to know: did you guys both go to the other side at the same time?
No, I went first. I made a mess of things. Jesse lasted for a while. Jesse hasn't been over here too long. What, 2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2018. So my situation got a little bit tricky because I got in trouble out on the streets. So it's crazy that all the time that I was in prison, I never had issues. Like, I was putting in work. I knew everybody. Like, everybody knew me. I grew up in the system with a lot of people. Like, the guys that were in power were Jesse. You know, these are my boys. So I never, I never had issues like that. But I got in over my head out on the streets. So when I came in, I had to come into I had to leave from the county. I came in and officially came to this side in 2010 when I came in. And before that, I had never crossed because I was already kind of like wishy-washy. I had things going on, but I was indeterminate as shoes, so which means I was doing all my time in the hole. I couldn't be out on the main line anyway. So I never really had to deal with my issues. But when you come in for a life sentence, you're gonna have to do it
for the long haul.
Yeah, you're gonna have to address things. I was slipping and sliding, and I was playing the game. I played the game. I knew how to do it. I knew how to manipulate the game, and I did it for a long time. And my ticket got pulled, and that was a wrap, So
I had spoken with David a long time ago when he was still on the streets and told him, hey, man.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Hey, you guys want to hear a real Law and Order prison door closing? How does that sound? That's me locking myself back in. I don't even want to go out no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't even check if Jesse wanted to go in. I'll go out.
Now I'm going to starve to death.
Yeah.
So not only do I have to worry about the cops locking me up, now my cellie has me hostage.
Yep. No, so I always had
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I had people that looked out for me and people that I looked out for, and so it wasn't the way that we had everything set up. Jesse and I, we pretty much knew when we were on thin ice, and
Call back.
you look out of all the people that out of all the people that I had that were
I was trying to give him a heads up that the call was about to come to a conclusion. They're about to pull the line. Anyhow, they should be calling back. These calls are only 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, these calls hang up, and they have to call us back. And we're currently live with Jesse and David. And for those of you that are new, either on the YouTube side or the TikTok side, if you want to listen to their backstories, if you go on their playlist and just look for either Jesse Nava or David Lopez, and you will find their whole life journey from the time that they were kids, the earliest memory as a child, up to where they're up now, and kind of what happened that led them to where they're at.
This call is now being
Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello.
James.
Yep.
Hey, man, I was already talking, and Jesse was like, "Hey," he said, "Call back. We're not even on no more." Hey, now, yep, yeah. Now I wasn't respecting the 60 seconds. Now, so when yeah, we were heavily involved in organized crime and those things that things that we were doing. So I had safeguards in place, and that should have let me know, when when we were out there nice. Jesse had the same thing. We had people that looked out for us, people that played the game also, but they were. It's hard to see someone that you came up with in that lifestyle, get their ticket pulled. It's hard, and
especially when you know that there's nothing really wrong with them other than some warped perception of politics.
That's it. Yeah, it's all political. It's all politics, and that's why people say like, okay, well, you couldn't hang on that side, you couldn't do that. Look, we get outmaneuvered. That's what it is, man. We play the game for so long, we get outmaneuvered, and the only way to fix that is to let them stab you to death. There's, you can fix it. You can fix it a lot, but look at Jesse. They stabbed him up, and he still freaking fixed it somehow.
Hey, they won't be.
On more than one occasion.
Hey, hey, just a heads up. We shouldn't be,
Uh-oh.
doing those type of things, here online. If you catch my drift.
Oh,
yeah.
my bad,
Yeah.
my bad, my bad.
They decided to eat my lunch a couple times.
They Swiss cheesed them. Yeah, so yeah, so anyway, yeah, that's what they did. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, they did that, right? And me, I'm out on the streets. I'm out of the streets, and my ticket gets pulled. And my boy Jess right here, he was one of the people. I had heard from a few people already, some of my safeguards, but when you get a call from my boy Jess, it's you're done. And so he told me what was going on. And remember, Jesse's calling from prison at that time. He's already serving his life sentence. He's in those circles, and you can always maneuver around the things that are going on in the streets. You can maneuver because I was extremely dangerous. It was really hard to pull my ticket out there. But remember, we were involved with prison with prison gangs and whatnot. So they're the hiring authority, and the hiring authority decided to let me go. And Jesse was one of the board members. So I don't know if that's or he's a board associate. I don't know how to really put that. Without. So yeah, are you there, James? Are we banished from the stream?
James. We lost him.
Hello, no, I'm here. I was actually I had to call my wife really quick because she stepped out of the house, and I had to let her know something before she got to where she got. If not, she was gonna blame me for not giving her the heads up.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
So I had it on mute. For a moment.
I did a lot of careful maneuvering around that right now. Like, I mean, this is like a bullfighter in the ring, in Spain. I was dodging around freaking direct quotes and people, places, and things, and so I don't know. I hope people were able to get my drift. But anyway, I've been on this side longer than him. That's all I'll say. What else you got for us?
And then okay, we do got one we got one from Norma K. She's asking what is Jesse's first Father's Day memory?
Probably not a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for hurting him, Norma K.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
He's crying now. I'll go ahead and I'll
all fine and dandy. She starts stabbing people in the heart.
You can't say
that.
No, that's Swiss cheesing the heart.
Yeah. It's all fine and dandy to you.
Yeah.
Hurt somebody with your question.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I can't think specifically. I would have to say my best Father's Day memories have been within the last few years that I've been able to actually truly appreciate them. Like I mean, even just like yesterday, my daughter, she's an artist. She's a fashion designer. She's getting her degree right now for fashion designing, and she's like such an artist. She paints, she draws, she does all kinds of stuff, and she actually did me a drawing, or she did me a picture that she's going to be sending to me for Father's Day. To me, that's like a happy memory. Yesterday being able to actually paint do little paintings with my son and just, play around with him and spend Father's Day with him, play cards with him, play Uno. Those are happy Father's Day memories for me. I've had Father's Day memories in the past, but nothing like, I can't honestly say that anything stood out to me, you know what I mean? Because I just wasn't that kind of person, like this was my life, and I love my children. I love the life that, the experiences I've had with them. But I can't sit here and say, oh, I had a great Father's Day memory, because the reality of it is, I don't have any, as far as with my father, my dad was a piece of shit. That's just the truth about it, and that's who, so I can't sit here and say that I had any good Father's Day memories with my own father. But as far as me being a father, as much as I loved my daughters to death, I wasn't a great father because I've been in prison their whole lives. Yes, I spent a little bit of time with my oldest daughter out there, and she was my world. She was everything to me, but she obviously wasn't enough because it didn't keep me out of prison, and it sucks. So for me, Father's Day didn't really become something of value until the last few years, until I could truly appreciate life, my own life, and, the people who love me life. And my daughter is, my youngest daughter and my kids, period, were a big motivating factor for my change, and I've said it before, like just not being able, I can't tell them that I love them and I'm making no efforts to get out of prison. So as far as what was my best or first, Father's Day memory, I can't really put my finger on any of that because, like I said, my idea of being a parent from in custody was being able to support my kids financially through my criminal activity, through my, like being able to buy my daughter's cars or being able to, buy stuff like that, like taking care of them when they needed stuff, being able to send them money or something like that. Like those are the things that to me that made me a father, but that's in no way, shape, or form that makes me a father. You know what I mean? Like because I was, I was doing that on the backs of other people. Like I wasn't working an honest 9-to-5 job to take care of my kids. You know what I mean? I was committing criminal activity, and that's, and so it's, there's no honor in that. And so. So yeah, it's basically to answer your question. No, I don't have I don't really have any Father's Day memories aside from the ones that I experience now in my recovery. Because now I can appreciate being a father.
It's funny because
where are we going?
Oh, no, I'm just grabbing.
David's taking us somewhere.
No, I'm just grabbing some tea right now. It was a great. Hey, that was a great thing, and it was crazy because that question right there was it had me thinking. It had me thinking about my dad. Well, I was raised by a stepfather, but he's my dad. I don't know my biological dad. So I was thinking, I was like, I had some good times with my dad, but I can't remember any specific Father's Days with my dad. But I remember like he was a good dad. We have a complicated history, him and I, but that was, I have a lot of great times with my dad, and I think that a lot of the lessons that he taught me helped me become a better father for my son. And so yeah, I was just thinking about when Jesse was so torn with his response. Thanks, Norma. Okay. Yeah, he was scratching his eyes out, freaking trying to erase the memories that he had, from his horrible experiences. I was sitting here thinking about playing catch with my dad. I was like, fuck, man, I felt guilty thinking of that shit, I was thinking about going to ball games and, my dad breaking in my glove for me and freaking,
oiling up the glove.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
Hey, you know what? Right now, when you say that, because man, it sucks. But I remember that one time when Jesse was, when he was going through his life journey, and he was mentioning to us that he had I don't know if it was I don't know exactly what transpired, but he ended up living with his dad, and he got in trouble in school, and then the police ended up taking him home, and his dad said I remember him saying that his dad punched him in the chest like a grown man, and then he told him that
punched me in the head.
Oh, was in the head?
Punched me in the top of the head.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
In the head.
Oh, yeah. Man. And then you had said
they should have just took him to juvenile hall. That would have been better. Yeah, it's crazy.
And then there was what
Yeah.
was it like two or three rules. One of them was don't respect women. One is no snitching,
Don't steal.
and was there a third one?
And yeah, no stealing. No stealing. No stealing from them. Like there's no stealing. There was no stealing, no snitching, and no disrespecting women.
My dad told me.
Or no, yeah, no cussing in front of women. Same thing.
My dad always told me that if you hang around donkeys, you're gonna be a donkey. I'm just, I'm just, I'm just saying that. Yeah, like yeah. Jesse had a horrible experience growing up. I think about it. We make light of it just because I want him laughing. Because I don't. Once he breaks down, I'm not gonna be able to pull him back. Yeah, he's gonna swing at the air a little bit, and I'm gonna have to like give him like a good bear hug and just tell him it's okay and freaking, it's gonna be a big crying fest. But no, the thing is, look, that's how we deal with a lot of pain. But I had issues. We had issues in my household too, my childhood household, stuff like that. But all families do, and like I don't. I just kind of let the past be the past. It's just what it is. We're all adults now, and I see things for what they are. But I try to look for the wholehearted, genuine hallmark moment in Jesse's childhood, and I honestly only his grandma, which is his actual mom, is the only love that I've seen. With his siblings and stuff like that. I see that right there. That's real. That's real genuine love right there. I could see it.
That's why I gave the shout out for the moms that
Yep.
do this. Because my dad was in and out of prison. Like he's never really there in my life. He was a convict and a criminal, a drug addict, and just all kinds of everything else horrible you can think of. And but like I said, I was raised by my grandmother who had legally adopted me when I was a young child. And so I grew up with her as my mom. That's my mom, and because my actual biological mother was no better of a parent than my dad. So yeah. So basically, like they said,
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
like so many other people that are consumed by this lifestyle, growing up in single parent homes, raised by their mother, their grandmother, just trying to make it and get by. But yeah, I any half-ass decent memory I have from my childhood, it was usually in the arms of my grandmother. It came from my grandmother because she's the only person I can ever say who loved me unconditionally without question.
Yeah, that was his Happy Father's Day.
Yep, that was my happy Father's Day. Waking up with my mom, and I was her baby. I was, what I mean? Like, there's not supposed to be any favorites, but I believe I was her favorite.
Yeah, I think about my biological dad too. I try not to. I don't want. Oh, I know you're about to say something, but I'm gonna finish this thought real quick. I don't want to talk down on the guy. I just don't know him. I don't know my biological dad. He was young when I was born. My mom was 18, so he must have been 19. He died when he was 28 years old or 27. He died young. He's been dead since 1989. And I have no memories of him. I know my grandparents and stuff like that from his side of the family, but when I think of my dad, I don't think of him. I think of my who was actually my stepfather. And yeah, it's complicated in that regard. You feel some emotion for your biological parent, or maybe some people don't. I feel something there, but it's just not the same as I feel for my actual, the person that actually raised me as my dad. As complicated as our history was. What you got to say, James?
I was gonna ask you something. It had nothing to do with what you guys were talking about right now. But LA Dodgers
Le
asking.
queda un restante de 60 segundos.
He's asking where they from,
Just a
LA,
quick Q&A.
and I put that David is from you're from the La Puente area, right? And then Jesse's from the Coachella area.
Yes.
But do you consider yourself from the Coachella area or from the La Puente area? What do you what area do you?
Hey, that's a great question. That's a great question, and I'll answer it. I'll answer it when I call back or no.
So stay
After
tuned.
these messages.
No. You got remember. You got to say. We'll be right back.
All right then. So David and Jesse they'll be calling back shortly, and then we'll go ahead and continue. And then I do see some more questions over here on the on the YouTube side. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to knock out as many as I can. I'm not ignoring them. It's just kind of hard, asking them questions when they're getting into their journey, or they have a message that they want to spread. So just know that I'm definitely not ignoring you. I am reading the questions, but normally I try to take the opportunity of in between the calls being disconnected and reconnected, for me to read off these questions and whatnot. So I do appreciate everybody that's on here. If you're sending little hearts, appreciate that. If you're subscribing, appreciate that. Whatever you're doing, I appreciate it. Highly appreciate it. And this week coming up is gonna be is definitely exciting, at least for me, because I'm going on vacation. I'm out. On Wednesday, I'm heading out of town, and hopefully, if everything pans out the way I expect it to in my mind, I'm gonna be sharing that with you guys. I'm gonna be sharing it with the gentleman that called in, and we're taking this show on the road. We're about to go international, if you will, and which reminds me, I need to pack up because I haven't done anything yet. I'm dragging my feet. I'm acting like I'm not going anywhere. I gotta go check if my passport is still valid.
This call is now
Esta
being
es Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo
Tú también.
encarcelado
Gracias
en
por
de la
todo.
prisión estatal de
Gracias a
Centinela,
ti.
Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5.
5. Boom.
Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello.
Hi, James.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good question, and a lot of people ask me that, even in here, because I grew up I grew up there until I was 14 years old in San Gabriel Valley, and so I grew up on the border of West Covina, Walnut, and La Puente, like all those there's a street right there. It's called Nogales Street,
Yeah.
and there's two main streets. One's called Nogales and one called Valley. So if you go all the way up Nogales to like the end, you're like in the West Covina area, stuff like that. If you go right on Valley a little bit, you're in Walnut, and if you go left, you go into La Puente. So I grew up like around those three cities right there. That's my home right there. That's as far as like what I claim and stuff like that. Like that's kind of like a loaded question now because I don't feel like I'm from SUV. Like that's what it is. But I've been in the desert so long. That's also a part of me now too. That's also my home. Like I have a lot of friends from out there, and my family's out there and stuff. So it's a little bit hard to. It's not that easy, I guess. But yeah, I'm from SUV. It's my hometown.
And I'm familiar with that area. I used to actually run around out there in the SGV, mostly around Puente and Amar.
Well, see, the thing is over there too, right? Because I lived off of Amar and Azusa.
Yeah.
So Amar runs all the way down. Amar goes all the way to Diamond Bar, to Mount Sac, and then goes all the way down to what it ends on Whittier Boulevard. You go past past Belinda and all those streets over there. But Amar and Azusa, I lived there for a long time too. There's like a big church like right there on the corner of Amar and Temple.
Yeah.
Amar Temple and Azusa and Temple. Temple runs across from Amar to Azusa. But yeah, the thing is with my home.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I know every crack and crevice of that area. Like that's where when I have my dreams are always there as a backdrop. Yeah, it's like I guess that's where your heart is where your home is, I guess,
Yeah.
Yep. So, I mean, it's crazy because I lived there like a few times after, like here and there, but I never really made it back home. I left LA County. I left LA County because my mom got a job in the desert, and I went out there with her, and I talked about it in my story. I got jumped pretty good by one of the gangs right there in that area. So my mom got me at a vulnerable time. I lived with my grandma at the time. So when I went to the desert, that's when I met like Jesse and everybody. But I had a case pending from LA County already, so they locked me up on that case in Riverside County. So when I went out there to the juvenile hall system, it was just it was like just different, no man's land. I didn't know nobody. I didn't recognize none of the gangs, but like Jesse and like the fellas that were out there, they acclimated me to that, you know,
To the region and the criminal element.
to the regional criminal elements, yeah. And then I pretty much been with them ever since, you know. So it's hard to say that I'm not a part of them either, you know. It's not like it's crazy because I've just gone through so much with them, and I don't have my home. My home is like, everybody's gone from SUV. Like I stayed in the system all the way since then, all the way till now, pretty much. You know, I've been out here and there, but I've never really made it back home again. So I feel like, yeah, it's a question that I think about all the time. You know, like how could I be from somewhere? How could I be from SUV? I grew up there, been there. You know, I know every crack and crevice of that place, but I don't feel like I'm a part of it no more. I don't feel like I'm really truly a part of the desert because I've been locked up pretty much the whole time that, you know, I've been out there. I've been in the CDCR. I've lived in Calipatria longer probably than I've lived anywhere in one place in my life. I was in Calipatria for almost 6 years, but I moved around a lot when I was a kid. I didn't have my grandmother had a home that they owned in West Covina, but that wasn't like, you know, that was my family home, but they lost that home when I was real young, so we didn't really have that. So yeah, I kind of always felt like I was just adrift in the wind, you know.
Hey, you know what?
All they are is stuck in the
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, you know how I mentioned, you know, what stuck out the most in Jesse's story. You know, in your story, one of the biggest things that stuck out to me and that I recall off the back would be the level bed when you had that incident in the halls in Riverside County.
Yeah, yeah, no, and that's true. Yeah, that's what it was. You know,
everybody's had the level bed experience. Everybody's had to fight
you have
over
to
that bed.
you have to start that way
Yeah.
in the system, but it sucks because you know, I looked at it like it was harder. Like I didn't know none of these people. You know, I didn't know. I knew like some homies that were there, dudes that I met that were cool. You know, like Jesse was in the background right there. You know, probably orchestrated the whole thing.
Gotta make, gotta make, gotta make sure he was gonna make the cut.
Yep. Yeah, I'm kicking it with the fellas. Now the fellas want to see me perform, you know?
Yeah, gotta make sure he
Yep.
wasn't gonna go out for the level bed.
Yep. And they don't have that I didn't have that history with them. Like I didn't grow up like from like elementary school, junior high school, nothing like that out there, you know? I went to one of the high schools right there for a short period of time before they ended up taking me into the system. So I didn't really, I had to, you know, they wanted me to sleep on that bed and I wasn't going to do it. I just knew. And I handled my business, you know. And I don't think that really never stopped until 2018. Beating the crap out of everybody after that. So, hey, you know what's crazy is that, okay, so you see the picture? Do you see the picture with me? That's an investigation. Do you see where they're checking my hands and everything?
Yeah, yeah. Let me put up on the screen so they could take a look at it, and hopefully, people that are watching this, they're like, man, you're showing pieces of paper. We got other people doing slides on their screen. I could have done that, but I'm not ready.
Yeah, what do you got going on here?
Well,
Yeah, you gotta get, yeah. What is this? Yeah, you're putting pictures up that came from a prison wallet. They didn't, but you know, like, what's going on here?
all right, so I'm looking at the paper here. You're showing. I see one where you're showing your hands, and
Yeah,
it has your name written on a notebook,
yeah,
and then it looks
yeah.
like they're
Now,
taking
okay,
a.
that note.
Go ahead, go
Yeah,
ahead.
that's an investigation for an assault. That's an investigation for an assault. So they had to check. They check your hands like that. And I was skinny in that picture too, because I was in county for probably over 5 years at that time, or I was in county for 5 years, so I was already sucked up. And that yard right there, that's the recreation yard. You see the basketball court in the background? That's it. That's all you get.
Yeah, yeah, I see that on
5
there.
years. That's all you get. That's the only time that I ever went outside, and it's still closed on the top. They got like a little screen on the top. That's it. That's all you get. It's a little bigger than that. 5 years like that. So the bottom part of that page, you see how it says a 242?
242. Oh yeah, yeah. Reason for photo. Yeah, 242.
Yeah, yeah. Those are. That's an assault. That's a penal code 242, which is an assault without serious bodily injury. 243s I think are or 245s I think are assault. Yeah. So yeah, that's just another. That's an actual case from a DA referral that I got.
Hey, this
And
wasn't this wasn't
those
the
are
one. This wasn't the one that because I remember correctly. You got a kidnapping, right?
that's an in-house. Yeah, I have an in-house kidnapping. Yeah.
But that
Yeah,
wasn't this
not that
case,
one.
right? No. Oh, okay.
That wasn't that one. No. No, that was a standard. It might have been actually. I don't remember, but no, because that's 242. The kidnapping was a 207 TC 207.
Yeah. Well, I think you're the first person that's come on here that has mentioned that they caught a in-house kidnapping, but that came with street charges, right?
Yeah, I got 15 years for that on the in-house. Yep, 15 years and a second strike. Yep.
So how did did that affect you with your controlling case, which was the one that you're in for right now?
The only thing that really, because it was kind of like a weak case. So the only thing that it affected me on was I got a second strike. I got a second strike for that, and then I got but they ran it concurrent. So I didn't really care that they gave me 15 years because I was like, well, you can run that with my 40 years, so I don't care. So I didn't really give a shit on that. But it didn't affect me, but it would affect me if they were to take my like my life sentences off and all that stuff. Right now I still have to finish that time. I don't even know when that time's up, really, to be honest with you. That time could be up probably let me see. I think I caught that case in 2014. I got busted for this case for the 187 in 2010. And then in 2015 they picked up that kidnapping from in-house. I think it happened in 2014 or 13 or something. So I have 15 years with 80% on that. So whenever the hell that lands.
You got store list on these guys?
Yeah, I didn't feel it. I'll give it some
I got a question for you right here from on the TikTok side, or for both of you.
Yep.
Feel free to
Yep.
answer in whatever order you guys please. So, this question is coming in from LA Dodger, and he's asking, so what are the plans for when he paroles, or when you guys parole? I'm not sure if he knows that there's two of you on the line right now, but where is he planning on going and doing in life?
Well, that's
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
we think about that a lot, we have job offers, but Jesse and I we're both getting educated in we're both in college right now, and I'm hopefully within the next, I don't know, probably by the summer I should be done with mine. Jesse should be done just about that time or just right after, and so we're both getting degrees in psychology, sociology, behavioral sciences, and Jesse's getting one in business. Yep. So what we both want to do is we want to give back and we want to help people. We want to work with at-risk youth. We want to work with people that are coming out of system-impacted people in one way, shape, or form. There's a lot of organizations that are hiring people with our experience, and that's the field that we both want to get into. We have opportunities. We both have a mentor that's really been he's really been there for us, offering us a great career. I don't want to be specific about what that is, just because of this. There's a lot of people out there that aren't happy with our change. But yeah, we just want to. We have an opportunity to make good money. Maybe in the field of construction. Yeah, we've been trying to narrow that down. Use our college education for good. We're both. Jesse will be paroled but he should be enrolled in San Diego State University. I will be in San Diego State University because we have a bachelor's program here. They created a satellite school here at Centinela for San Diego State University, so we have in-person professors that come, and it's just like any other college class. We have laptops, we use Canvas, we get tested, tons of work, but they're trying to give us an actual college experience, and that the bachelor's, even though we're going to have those degrees in psychology, sociology, behavioral sciences, and business, but the bachelor's is going to be for communications, maybe even journalism.
Interdisciplinary.
Yeah, they're going to make it interdisciplinary, which means that we can just go and take a few classes to narrow in our career path. So that's what we're going to do. But yeah, we're going to leave with bachelor's degrees. If Jesse doesn't, he's going to...
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be taking our friend up on the job offer. We have a real lucrative job offer waiting for us out there.
Absolutely.
And so originally all my plans revolved around going to LA. I got a very strong support network in LA County, and you know, and so now I'm probably going to be going somewhere else, but I'm going to establish the same kind of support network there. I'm already starting to you know, line some things up for me as well. I have another friend out there that's doing his thing, but I'm definitely going to be going to this other place more than likely for the job.
It's going to
be around friends.
It's going to cut off. We'll give you a call back, James.
All right, cool. We'll be waiting. All right, so they're going to be calling us back, and as soon as they call us back, we'll go ahead and continue. And if you're wondering right here, right behind me, if these are authentic LA County jail shoes, hold on, right there. Look at that. These were not mine. I never wore these. These things are ugly. One time when I went to when I had gone to Central Juvenile Hall to get my juvenile record sealed, I saw some dude walking out. This was maybe like in 2007.
This call is
Esta
now
es
being
Global
recorded.
Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
All right, James?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Oh, was Jesse in the middle of saying something before he got cut off?
Yeah, no. I was just basically saying that we got a lot of resources, a lot of opportunities out there waiting for us. More than likely, right now I'm currently structuring my parole plans around going to a different county so that I could be near a mentor of ours, and we got a real lucrative job offer and see where that career path takes us, you know. But I also will be doing something on the side. You know, we're going to be working on some other hustles on the side, and like Dave said, you know, working on giving back. You know, so if I'm not going to be able to have enough time to finish San Diego State when I leave here, so more than likely I'll be going to school a little bit in the night, you know, and working during the day, and establishing a program that I've devised. So I think that's what it's going to look like out there. And again, everything's always subject to change, you know, because we can see all these things and get out there and realize that God has a different plan for us, and so you got to be flexible. We're definitely flexible, you know. So I success is for sure in our future. That's for sure, you know. We never did anything half-assed, you know. What it was, we were never applying ourselves to anything of any real value. Where now it's like we're all in on doing what we've got to do and making sure that we're in a position to be able to provide for our families and live a good life, and at the same time give back and do something fulfilling, a purpose with real value, you know?
Yeah, we were too busy trying to be somebody in a world of nobodies. Yep. That's a phrase right there. Yep. And that's what it is, man. So now we're looking forward to it, and it's crazy that Jesse's gonna be leaving. He's gonna be leaving soon. He's gonna go home. He's gonna get his life started, and he'll have everything
and playful.
Yeah,
Dave gets
for
ready.
when I get out. And the thing is it's a little stressful because I think, well, there's opportunities for me to go home now, and I'm glad I started my change before these opportunities presented themselves. So at least I have my clean time. I didn't change my life to get out of prison. That's not why I changed my life. Not right now, not before. That's not what I did. I changed my life because I wanted something. And I was basically working towards short-term goals at that time. But the idea of us getting out of prison at that time, it wasn't in my mind. Like, you heard lifers going home here and there, and it wasn't, to me, it was so far removed from me that I was just trying to conquer day-to-day battles. I had a horrible addiction to I don't even know if I can say that word on here. Was it Dante? White powdered substances? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, ice.
Sugar?
Yeah, I know I could say ice. Yeah. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I had an addiction to that, and I was basically just destroying my life on that stuff, and I got clean because I had my moment of clarity. Well, I was clean because of a dirty drug test. So that's why I started, I just really wanted to get over the mandatories without getting another dirty, because I would have lost my visits for a year. It was like little battles like that. So I stayed clean long enough through the random drug testing, and a little bit of time got under my belt, and then my now wife came back into my life, and I wanted to stay clean for her, so I stayed clean longer. Then they started giving us, they changed close custody, which means that I would be eligible for conjugal visits and stuff like that, but I had to stay disciplinary free for up to a year. So I was still involved with gang activity and stuff like that. So I was starting to hesitate on things at that time. I wasn't staying free of violence because of, I didn't want to hurt nobody. I wanted to knock people out all the time. I was staying out of violent issues because I needed to stay clean for a year, and all kinds of stuff just kept happening and piling on, and eventually the gang moved on me, which was a great relief. So I had a fresh start. But then I still had to stay clean. I couldn't, you never realize how bad you're doing until you have to stop doing everything. And I was like, damn, I'm freaking super criminal.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
I had to knock down the big five. The big five. No using, no selling, no fighting. I got this. Hey, let's take him on a little tour to the vent right now, because I got this little chihuahua.
Is it Felipe?
Hey, can you guys hear him calling me?
Is it Felipe?
Yeah, Felipe. We got this little chihuahua. Calling me.
What the fuck you want?
Hey, can you hear him?
Yeah.
Hey, you little chihuahua, right? You hear how he talks to me, Jay?
Is this how you gonna talk to your dads on? Father's Day? He's a deadbeat father.
Hey, Felipe. Hey, you're live on TikTok right now on YouTube, so the whole
Sorry, I love my dad.
Hey, the whole world just heard how you freaking feel about us right now.
Yeah, you guys are my boy.
Hey, what do you want, you little dribble? We're on live right now. Hey, he sends his love to everybody.
Hey, we can hear him.
He said Happy Father's Day to Yeah, okay, good. Hey, well, everybody can hear you right now. I just want you to know that right now.
Hey, thank you.
Hey, tell him we need him to see a dispensa en la tira,
Yes.
or dispensa en the
Hey, you're supposed to
dispensa in the vent.
Yeah, next time you go disrupt the show, you say dispensa on the vent.
Yeah.
Dispensa on the vent, camarada. Dispensa on the lambe. Dispensa on the lambe.
Hey, well, I'm glad you're still alive over there. No, we didn't hear you getting it. The world doesn't know what that means, so now we're all saying, ew. Hey, you're working out? All right, so we're gonna get out the vent right now. Hey, leave your prison wallet alone.
Hey, what did you want anyways?
Yeah, you called us. What did you want? This is how we talk to Felipe, just so you guys know. Yeah, don't be shy. Tell us what you want. Tell us what you want. Don't be shy. All right. Why you didn't take the Father's Day? All right. So we're done. So that's the life in prison. So you guys, that's how we.
That's how dysfunctional our relationship is with our children.
Yeah, Felipe is like my.
Stepson.
They call him my mini me because he's a little buff hamster. So yeah, he's a good dude though. Got a lot of love for Felipe.
He's all right when he's sleeping.
Yep. Yeah. So did you hear it? So you can hear it clear, James, through the vent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's how everybody talks in here. That's how the word goes down the wire. Yep. Everybody communicates just like you just go to the vent. You can hear. That's the neighbor's cell. He's locked in next door. That's how clear we can hear him.
Hey, I got some other questions for you guys here, or some comments on the sorry, hold on. Actually I got a few. But before I read out those questions, let me give you guys a shout out.
Let me tell all them. Leave Felipe alone. Okay, go ahead. Leave him alone. Be nice. No, I'm just kidding.
So we got Fish Slayer in his house.
Fish Slayer, so cool.
That's my guy.
What's up?
That's right.
boy
And
right
he
there.
what did he write?
Okay.
Where's his message at? It's somewhere around here. Let me see. Oh, he says, sending my saludos and happy Father's Day to James, Jesse, and David.
Appreciate you, man.
That's right, igualmente.
Yep, it's a good dude right there. All right, what else? What else you got for us?
And then a while ago, we have Crystal, and she wrote she wrote was, I'm blessed that I have a mother that also helped me raise my three sons while I did 10 years in prison in Chowchilla, California.
That's good, man. That she had that, you know. And Jesse and I, we both had like a quite a few homegirls that are up there in Chowchilla in the past, and maybe that are still there in the future. That's pretty rough. The girls up there are crazy. I know some crazy girls, man, that were going through there, and they were behaving freaking worse than us.
Yeah, but she's like.
Yeah, them girls were freaking. Yeah, them girls were freaking vicious.
Yep.
I knew a girl named Vicious. That was what they called her.
But she's very fortunate though to have a mother like that to be able to help her take care of her kids. You know, because that's really it's what the shameful thing about it is.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Let's just hope that's not the next generation, because a lot of times that's what the next generation looks like.
Yeah, a lot of us have buddies here that have moms that were up in upstate. You know.
Yeah, I was one of them. You know, both my parents were in prison. You know, and my grandmother raised me. You know, she did the best she could. You know, she did what she could, and a lot of the guys I know the same way. You know, but you know, she's out. I hope Crystal's doing her best and living her best life now, and she's able to put Chowchilla and the bullshit of prison behind her. You know, after doing 10 years, I know it isn't easy, but you know, good luck out there, and
yeah, I'm glad you're out. Honestly, you know, it sucks we're still in here, and we just want to get the hell out of here too. You know.
Yep. Hopefully, you get to be there with your kids now, and take some of that burden off of your mom, and raise those children and do what you're supposed to do. You know.
And she also wrote.
I can just imagine. Go ahead.
So right, you know how I had asked you where do you identify, as far as where what area you come out from. She also wrote, wow, that's crazy because I'm from the Desert Empire, Coachella.
Yep. All right.
She probably knows me. I probably know her. We probably both know her.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
Yeah,
wouldn't be surprised.
And then she also wrote, is that Coachella 52? I'm not sure what that means. Yeah. Maybe you guys know.
We know exactly. We know exactly what that means. No, that's a street in Coachella.
Yeah, I'm from Indio. I used to be from Indio, but
yeah, I lived on the other side of the desert.
Yeah.
Not DHS. Don't get at me like that, Crystal. Yeah, don't get at me like that. But Definitely not Sky Valley. No, I stayed in Palm Desert. But I was all over the desert. I was staying in Indio. I was staying everywhere. My case is actually out of Indio. Yeah.
Hey,
No,
right.
like I said, the desert's. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I'm about to mail you out an honorary firme brocha, because the way you said Coachella, man, you starting to get it down.
It's hard not to say it like that.
Yeah. Hey, it's hard. Ella rolls off the tongue like
Yeah,
that.
it's just how you say it, Coachella. You know, like you just have to. I don't. There's no other way. You don't say Coachella.
Yeah.
Like I know how you millennials and Gen Zers say it. But no, this is Hey, you know what's crazy is that I noticed that when I'm in a hole and I play Name That Barrio, there's always Coachella in there. I mean, it's all over the place. They're in those holding cells. You're always going to see a bunch of them in there. Yeah, they're around. And then you could tell. I also play Name That Coachella, spelled Coachella. They have it where the OGs they spell it different. They don't spell it like how you have the Coachella Fest. You know how it says Coachella? How they say Coachella? They spell it the proper way, like COACHE. Yeah. The OGs from Coachella, they spell it COCHELA.
They drop the L, they drop the A.
Yep. Yeah. And so you can tell like the OGs they'll have it on them like that, so you can see kind of like who's really one of the Coachelanos. So that's how they'll put it on there.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely. I got a lot of good friends from Coachella. Absolutely.
Hey, so
Yeah, but,
are you guys having any program today? Are you guys getting off of any? Are you guys gonna be allowed to go out today, or you guys are?
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos. Three-way llamada.
the crazy part is we don't know.
More than likely not.
Yeah, it don't look good. You know. You gotta go, James. You want us to give you another call back?
What time is it right now? It's 6:21. Nah, we could.
You got someone.
Nah, my wife left.
Really?
We're gonna go to the store, but she's like, hey, you're on your phone cause we're out late, and she shook. Took the kid.
You better make sure she didn't take a. Yeah, you better make sure she didn't take a suitcase. Yeah, I'm gonna call back right now.
All right. So hey, I just saw we had Jessica. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Highly appreciate you coming in. La Green Eyes, or hold on. I said La Green Eyes. I don't even know it's a girl. It could be a vato for all I know. But anyhow, hey, happy Father's Day. Gracias. Highly appreciate it. Let me see what we got here. I still got some other questions I'm gonna go through on the YouTube side. Let me see. I got one from Norma. I think that was a good one. So right now, when they call back, I'll go ahead and ask them some more questions. And if you're on TikTok, hey, don't feel shy. Go ahead and drop some questions on here. I'll go ahead and read them off to them. And that's what it's all about. I'm sure a lot of people got questions. Because prison is a place that everybody wants to know about, but nobody wants to go. Shit, I know I didn't want to go. So, I'm trying to make these connections. And if you have any questions, this is the place you can ask. I know some people aren't here. Probably don't agree with the gentleman on here. Where they're at, but. Hold on. Let me see here.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello. Was that a courtesy?
Hello?
Was that a courtesy flush?
That was a courtesy flight. It was getting a quick restroom break in between llamadas.
That's right.
Hey, they are. James, ask Crystal. She doesn't mind us asking what Crystal is that. But this is Jesse. I'm asking what Crystal is. I know a few Crystals that have done time, and I'm just being curious. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to put her name out there. She doesn't want. That's cool. just inquiring mind would like to know.
Okay.
But yeah,
So if she answers, I'll let you know. I'll
Yeah.
let
So
you know.
anyway,
yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So
And then
That's, go ahead.
and then somebody else
You gotta hear this fool's laugh. Like I'm telling you,
was roasting me about my laugh, talking about the.
it does. It comes out crazy. Like it's like a goat. Like when a goat's gonna go like, do you know when a goat just like, when a goat just wigs out of nowhere and it's just like, like, hey, that's what. Hey, to be honest with you, that's how Felipe laughs.
Yeah.
He does. That little fucker laughs like that, all crazy.
Lisa laughs like a cackling hyena all day.
He sounds like he's like, yeah, he does. He sounds like he's like choking on something. He goes deep too.
Yeah, he laughs like it's the funniest thing in the world. Everything. Yeah. But yeah, anybody's listening better get off my laugh.
Yeah.
all right. So Crystal, actually,
got that
she's answering your question, and she writes Crystal Reyes, but everybody knows me as La Thumper. Nah, she didn't put La Thumper. I added that, but they know me as Thumper.
You can't throw lot thumper like that. You can't get at her like that. Dude. Like you can tell her, like she will come for you. If she says stumper, it's stumper. Like you gotta just leave it at that. And hey, I apologize for my friend Crystal. He does not know what he Stout does not know his ways, or Stout does not know what he does.
Sometimes the brocha just takes over and
You can't just throw lies out there. Are you serious? You can't throw
la brava.
She don't throw fisticuffs. She throws putazos.
Órale, despensa en la tira.
Yeah. All right.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Hey, so she wants to know if you guys have received messages on the tablets or receive emails on the tablets.
You know, that what? That what?
If you guys receive messages
yeah.
or emails on the tablets.
I'm emailing James right now.
Yeah, of course, of course we do. Keep in mind, I am married happily.
I think your wife is calling me right now, David.
And we've been trying to protect ourselves from James's wife this whole time.
Yeah,
we
she
gotta
will
watch
come
out.
for you, James. Yeah, you know. Mm-hmm.
Man. All right, so
So anyway, though.
I'll go ahead and drop your CDCR numbers in the chat. But
I don't know about mine, James.
You're gonna get us both killed, James.
Yeah.
And James gonna be the only one alive to pick our body.
Yeah, we'll keep our conversations over the air. So they can be recorded and monitored.
Yeah, Irene, I want you to know I have no part of this.
Yeah, that was this is Jesse's fault. No, that's cool.
all right, so you know what? There was a question.
I was going to tell you.
She said, "I ain't trying to hook up with you vatos. What's up with you vatos?" Now she writes, "I ain't trying to hook up with you guys.
Cool.
Just trying to send you guys some motivation."
That's cool. Hey, absolutely. And the thing is look with these. No, I appreciate that. I appreciate the clarity and stuff. And the thing is with I know a lot of the fellas they came onto the chats and stuff like that, and there's been girls that got at them, and so we don't know, So I just have to, like, full disclaimer, but just out of respect for my wife. But absolutely, we're we could talk to people and stuff like that, like that's okay, But in that regard, we apologize. I apologize for saying anything like that, But I just kind of like to put things out there,
No, you know what? And I know exactly why you're doing it because if you don't say something like that, the conversation you're gonna have off the air with your wife is not gonna be one way. And I know in that, that type of situation, my lady would be like, telling me the same thing, like, hey, well, how come you should have said that you're in a relationship just to make things clear. So I see,
Absolutely.
I see what it is, because
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
already hear my wife like, hey, how come you didn't clarify on that? That's not cool on your part. So
Yeah. No, we have people from the chat that do hit us up, and very motivating, and no, we really appreciate you, Crystal. You can holler anytime you want. That's cool. Yep, that's cool. And we use it. We use the motivation, and that's what it is. It's cool to have people out there that they take the time out of their day, to like Our Iceman does it. He pops up. Fish Layer SoCal, they pop up, and just wake up in the morning, man. And those messages are very motivating to us. Lets us know that we're not, hey, man, we're still human. We're still thought about. We're not being judged because of our histories and stuff like that. Why we're here and why we're in prison, and we just push forward. So now that's cool.
and and speaking of El Iceman, he actually called me up today. My phone started ringing, and I was like, hold up. That's the prison phone, but that's not the normal prison phone. And yeah, sure enough, the phone was ringing, and he called me up, and we had a good chat for like about 40 minutes. Uh, 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 he does sound. I thought he would have had a more of a gangster tone when we were talking, but he sounds like a normal guy. You can't tell,
Does he
you
sound
know.
like my, Does he sound like Mike? Does he sound like Mike Tyson?
No.
No. What's up, Jay? How you doing? Slow your life, man. That would be crazy.
Right?
What's up?
Nah, yeah, man, we talked. He kept on trying to get me off the line, but once you get me going, you couldn't stop me. So we were on the line for like 40 minutes. He was like, "Hey, I think my son's about to pick me up or calling me or something." I was like, "All right, then cool. Well, I guess we gotta part ways now."
Yeah. He said he was going to go out to lunch or breakfast or whatever with his son. That his grandson was there. He messaged us earlier this morning. It was cool. You know what I mean? For him to be able to share Father's Day with his kid. And that's what turning your life around looks like. You know what I mean? Because he spent time behind the walls as well, and so did his son. But his son's out there living his best life now. He's living his best life. Got the new baby and stuff like that. And those are the kind of blessings we look forward to experiencing when we get out of here. That's what Father's Day is supposed to look like right there. And I'm looking forward to that. Getting out there and being able to spend time with my kids on Father's Day, and take care of my grandkids and stuff like that on Father's Day. So it's definitely
Hey, the crazy part, like when I get out of prison, I'm not really I'm not really trying to do nothing extraordinary. I'm not trying to change the world. I just want to be a regular person going to work.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
Paying my bills. Yeah, I have aspirations, I have ambitions, of course. The way I do things, I just have a lot of ambition and I get things done. I've always been able to accomplish whatever I set my mind to, and that's not going to change. It's just that I'm coming from a healthy place now. I know that failure is often a part of success, but I'm not going to let it spiral me out of control. I'm not gonna seek out alternative means of making money, such as like criminal activity and whatnot. I'm not gonna do none of that. Guess what? You get canned. You get canned at the office. You apply for workers' comp, and you start generating some money, and you put yourself out there, and you get another job. I don't cruise over to one of my old Connect buddies and pick up a pound and push forward. That's just not, it's not acceptable behavior. I'm not going to do it no more.
and we don't live in a victim stance anymore either. So we understand that if we got fired from a job, it's usually probably because we weren't fulfilling our obligations.
Yeah.
Employers don't just walk around looking to fire people. You usually give them the reason.
Yeah.
And so if you get fired, you can't take it personally. You should have stepped your game up.
And a lot of people want us to succeed out there. It's not everybody is trying to keep us in here. They want us to succeed. They want us to go out there and just be normal. So guess what? We're two less individuals they got to worry about. And we have a lot to offer. Jesse and I, we're both very smart, and we are. We've always been like that. We've done stupid things, but we're both smart people. So I'm actually an asset to anybody's company that I work for because I'm smart. I figure stuff out, and I'm very motivated. I'm not lazy. I always handle my business no matter what it is. And now I'm gonna contribute the best parts of me to wherever I work. I was thinking about what to do with that journalism degree. They're giving us a communications degree here is interdisciplinary, which means that we can switch off to another major easier because they're going to give us they're going to strategically give us general education classes that complement that. But I might like it. I'm a good writer. I wrote a gang of wee loves in my time. So, you know, I always tell when people say, well, I don't know what to do with a journalism degree, I'm not a good writer, and I always tell them, well, how many times have you wrote a wheeler to get yourself out of a jam or to go pick up some dope? I'm sure that you put a lot of freaking thought into that freaking kite before you sent it out to the Connect.
Use some of that creative writing on something productive.
That's what I tell them. They're like, I don't know how to be open-minded when I write. Okay, well, just think of it like this, man. You want to pick up. You're coming down pretty hard. You got no money. You're already in debt. Now go get that dope. You know, and that's what I would tell them. You know, same thing, man. When you're doing positive stuff, you have a deadline. You have to write something for your company, and you know that your livelihood relies on this. Go write that article. You know, write that story. Come up with something. If you don't know how to do it, do your research. Do your homework. And that's just what it is. There's people that are going to get it. There's people that aren't. Fortunately, I get it. I think I'm above average with my writing. Go ahead, James.
I was gonna ask you a question on here, or not ask you a question. Sorry, I was gonna make a comment. Maricela,
Yep.
760 writes,
Right.
they take life different and they
Right.
mature
So it doesn't.
when they do time.
No, for sure. And it's just the time that we did, like the time that we're doing right now, like we did a lot of freaking time. You know, I've been in the system since the mid '90s. You know, Jesse also. You know, we started in juvenile hall. We started, you know, in Indio juvenile hall and running around. I've been to all kinds of camps and placements, and I've been all over the system. I've been on the freaking 180 yards, level 4s. I've been up and down the state, up north, Central California, down south, and everywhere. You know, the shoe, different. Been in a whole bunch of times. Like I'm just tired. You know, this doesn't change. The same scenarios, the same people, the same conversations. They just keep going around and round in a destructive cycle of madness. You know, and I'm done. I'm old, and look, I got blood on my hands. I have a lot of things that I have to atone for, but I don't have to continue living in
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
embarrassment. Yeah, I've gotten older. I've matured. I don't see things the way that I did when I was younger. You know, I'm not raging off of testosterone and freaking meth, you know. It's just different. Oh yeah, I said that word. I don't know if I could say it on TikTok. But hey, you got another call, James?
Absolutely, for you guys, no doubt.
All right.
All right. So they're gonna be calling back. Um, I'm home alone, and I think I'm gonna have another call at 8 o'clock with somebody from Ironwood. I think it's Ironwood. Yeah. At 8 o'clock. So stay tuned. It might be 8:15, 8:30. It all depends. You know, sometimes I don't start at the exact time that I normally announce, just because, you know, sometimes there's delays. Sometimes we gotta have conversations before we start. And the prison phones are ringing.
This call is now being
Esta es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Tel Link.
Hello, hello.
Hello? Yes, sir.
All right.
Um,
Go ahead.
what you got for us?
I
No,
had
I
a.
was going to ask you, go ahead,
Go ahead, go ahead. You go
You can't
first.
tell me go ahead and then go
No,
ahead.
no, I got
You
you.
can't tell me go ahead and then you can't say go ahead and then you go ahead. It's just not standard, James.
Hey, I don't
All
have
right,
prison. I don't have prison etiquette.
it's not okay. Like I feel like you just gaslit me. So no, but I was gonna ask you about don't forget about the prison numbers because you had a question for me before about prison numbers.
Okay, that's
So
right.
don't
That's
forget
right.
that topic.
Okay, so a few days ago, I uploaded a video where me and Javier were talking about prison numbers, and I was asking him about
Yeah.
like if he knew anybody, like any B numbers, C numbers, or like what's the oldest number that he knew, and when that particular person had entered the prison system. So what I want to ask you guys is kind of similar to that. What are your CDCR numbers? And like what time frame were your numbers issued at? And then like the oldest CDCR numbers that you come across, in the system, and how long were they there, if you remember, by the time you guys ran into them.
I have two numbers. So my first number was P as in Paul 89697, and I picked up that number in June of 2000, and then I discharged it in 2009, and then I picked up a 187 in 2010, and picked up life, and I came in. I stayed in the county for 5 years, and in 2015 I picked up my second number, which was for the 187, and that's AW 7785. So it's crazy that I had a single digit number. Now I got a double digit number, and the oldest number that I had seen when I was on my P number in the early 2000s, there was a lot of D numbers, a lot of C numbers, a few B numbers that I knew, and the oldest number is I knew an A number, one A number, and who knows when he came in. I mean, there was guys that, in 2005, for instance, there was two cellies named L and Bob. I was in Soledad, North Yard with them. And that was 2005, and they had been down. One had been down for 35 years, and the other one for 40 years. So, I guess do the math.
A lifetime.
70s.
Yeah.
Came in. Yeah, they were down for a long time. I think about them here and there. I always wonder what happened to them.
And what about you?
I think the oldest person. Well, I picked up my number in January of 2008, and like I said, I got busted in I think it was September, October. I can't remember 2001, and I stayed in the county for almost 7 years, and I came up January of '08 to prison, and for me, probably the oldest number I've been dealing with dudes with old numbers, C's and D's, for a long time, but probably the oldest one would probably have to be a dude. He had an A number too. He got out. He was actually one of them boys, and he was in the shoe for a long time. He actually got out after being down for 36 years. He was on some law change, and they cut him out. But he actually ended up dying out there in Rosarito. But that was probably the oldest number that I didn't know him like I never actually interacted with him until he actually got out to the streets, that I actually started talking to him. But I used to write to him when he was in the Bay, and that's the only reason I knew his CDC number. But when he actually got out to the streets, I used to mess with him and stuff. And but yeah, when I came in, there was a bunch of dudes that still had old numbers. The average number you run into the most of, was usually like everything D and up, D,
not a D,
H,
yeah.
J's, stuff like that. But yeah, for me, probably the oldest number though was an actual A number, and dude got out probably about 10 years ago, but he had already been down like 36 years. So you figured that number was about 46 years old. He had to get that number in the 80s, you know? I mean, in the 70s, you know?
For sure.
And so, yeah. But see, back then the numbers, they rolled over a lot slower. You know, like the A's, the B's, the C's, you know what I mean? They
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
like me and my co-defendant, we came to prison within a month of each other, and he has an S number, you know, and I ended up with a G, you know.
You would have had a T number if you would have came in 2001.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you caught your
If I would have
case,
came
yeah.
to prison when I got arrested, I would have had a T number.
Yeah, for sure. Because I had my P number was I had P8. So you can tell by the first number, you have a letter and a number. So P8 was the end of the P numbers.
Right. And mine was G03933. So I had an early. I was like in the first group of the G numbers.
Like Ricky was T00, something like that.
303.
Yeah.
00, yeah.
Yeah. So he has he was like one of the first T numbers to switch over.
He could have been in recession.
So I actually had an older number than him.
Yeah, his first number was a K number or a J number.
Oh, damn, he got me there. That's right. I forgot he's an old man.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I came in, and that's crazy because you kind of get your schooling from the older numbers. My schooling generally came from J numbers and D numbers when I came in. There was a K in between, but the dudes that I was always around, that were like my boys, one of them had a D number. He had a D0 number also. D07687. I still remember his number. And that was my boy. He was one of my first mentors in the system, and he's a freaking madman. But he's doing good now, I heard. You know, he's been down for a long time. But yeah, like that generation, they were just around, and those were the old school veteranos, you know, they were doing their time. He was slammed. He was slammed validated in the shoe for 16 years. You know, he was at that time.
All right, we just had a comment right now on from Ismail. He writes, "I had a K number."
Uh-huh. Yep, OG 97, huh? K number. Yep.
Yep, the K's ran through in 97.
97, 98.
Yeah.
That was right before the P numbers. It's crazy that we know the generations. We know the generations just from the number. You could tell me a number, I'll tell you a year.
A W number.
That's the women. Those are the women. Chuck Phillips, yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Even the chick got double numbers.
Well, they got X's now. They got X's too, huh?
Yeah. Well, they went from W to X, and now they got double numbers, just like the food dude. Like
what do they got?
They
double.
They have WA, WB, or WE. Like I don't know exactly how it works.
Oh well, they got the A's and B's and all that too on the thing. That's cool.
Yeah.
The W with the W though, huh?
Yeah.
What about the CIW? The CIW, okay, because you know how CRC, they had they had the M numbers.
Yeah,
and then
numbers.
Yeah, and then I thought CRC had a correctional number.
N number.
An N number. That's what it was. Remember that they had? Yeah, they used to have N numbers.
That's when they were doing drug programs over there.
Yep, and it's crazy because people would come up and they had an N number, but their N number would only be in the drug programs, huh?
Yeah, they would send them to CRC. If you had an N number, you were automatically going to go to CRC.
But they wouldn't, because I never seen the N numbers outside of that.
No, yeah.
They'll switch it, huh? They'll give you another number, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was wondering if the females had something similar to that.
I don't know.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Oh, maybe.
She might know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was thinking, because CIW would. I was thinking they would have a drug program there in CIW or somewhere else. You know, that's Chino Institution for Women.
What were you going to say right now, James?
I was gonna say that hopefully Crystal could go ahead and chime in on that, and then Ismail wrote on the one that was sharing his K number. He said, "I got busted in '96, hits state in '97." KC_fan writes, "My son had a AA number."
Oh yeah, so he
got like 2009.
Yeah.
He got like AA was like 2009.
Hey, James, what did I tell you? 97, huh? I hit it dead on?
Yeah, you got it. Yep.
Yep. That's just, I don't know, it's weird how see, imagine we use that thinking.
Hey, we got
positive.
We got somebody that my tocayo right here, James Craig, and he writes, "I got mine in 1990. What number was he sporting?"
Hold on. Don't tell me. That's a
What's
That's for E number. Yeah, I was gonna say D. Now I know one number after that's got to be E. Is he right? Are we right?
I don't know. He didn't put it,
got a
so
late E number.
hopefully we'll find out. And if he's still listening,
Yep.
then he'll tell us if you're right. If you hit it,
I forgot about the. Hey, strangely enough, I haven't run into too many E numbers in the system.
That's the one.
Why?
I shit you not. The E numbers are the ones that, like, for some reason they must have flown through it. I think.
Huh? There are not that many around.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of E numbers, but it was 1990. Even I think in 91 because the H number started 91, 92, and 93.
I forgot all about H numbers.
Yeah.
Damn, where have I been? That's
Hey,
right.
so you're right.
H numbers were yeah.
So he was E56733.
Yep.
In 1990, yeah.
Yep, for sure. And so his schooling and his generation though in the system would have been those were like the real convicts, that brought a lot of them guys up.
That's when it was official, like referees and whistles.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. That's a different time right there. But I always wonder why I never really ran into too many E numbers in the system. Just here and there, I'll see one and I'll be like, oh, he's an E number. But they're not as common. D numbers are pretty common. And so are actually C numbers. I've run into more C numbers than I have E numbers.
Yeah.
And Crystal,
I think Javi has a C number. Huh?
No, Javi has a J number.
Oh, does he? Go ahead.
yeah, he has a J number. Crystal wrote, she wrote, I was T, she was a T number. And then she also wrote, they have WG numbers.
They gave girls T numbers?
I guess
I
so.
didn't know that. That's crazy.
Oh, a WT.
Oh, WT.
No, it can't be WT because if they're barely on WG right now, they haven't made it to.
Oh, that's cool.
And
Yeah,
then,
the women's system, like I used to ask them. Go ahead.
she's also asking, can you ask Jesse if he likes motorcycles?
Of course, I like motorcycles. I'm from the desert.
For sure.
Of course, I like dirt bikes. I'm from the desert.
Hey, I was at the, right now that you talk about,
Wild West, dirt bikes would be our horse.
Mm-hmm.
hey, right now that you brought up dirt bikes, I was actually I was up in Utah yesterday at this place called Sand Hollow. And they got a lake, and then they got like some sand dunes. So people were out there on their bikes and on their dune buggies and all that stuff. Riding them little the sand dunes.
That's badass.
Cool. That's what I want to do.
That's the Utah version of Glamis over there, or what?
I guess I don't know. I'm gonna shoot you guys. I'm gonna shoot you guys some videos.
Okay,
Cool.
okay.
I like dirt bikes, but I like those what are they called, those razors?
Oh yeah, razors.
Those are I like those things.
The
I like
Can-Ams and
quads, but I keep hearing that people die on those things. I don't know why. I always hear whenever I hear about someone dying on a in a vehicle, it's one of those on the off-road vehicle. It's a freaking quad.
probably because they weren't good riders.
Yeah, that'll be me.
That'll be me. Yeah, I'll be the dead guy in the back of the quad.
Yeah, I'm not a good rider. I love doing it, but I'm terrible at it.
Hey, and Crystal
I don't
wrote,
want to jump anything. I just want to go nice and slow. Yeah, go ahead.
and Crystal wrote, yes for the women in Chowchilla CIW Folsom. So T numbers, I guess. Yeah, I guess she's confirming that that they do have T numbers in Folsom, CIW Folsom.
CIW.
Oh, CIW.
Oh, Chino Institution. Yeah, CIW.
CIW. And then they have that yard up in Old Folsom
Oh, okay.
in Chowchilla. Yeah.
Hey, CIW. When I got picked up from a hold one time, I pulled to a hold, and we stopped by CIW to pick somebody up, and hey, she was hella cool. The girl.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
I was asking her questions about CIW, and yeah, I was tripping out on it, on the whole little like the society right there, Dude, that was the first time that I seen like a bald homegirl, She was she was a homie, but she was bald, and I didn't really think about that before, I was like, damn, these girls are bald too, like straight gangsters,
And you know what? I just thought about something right now.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
What happens if somebody,
It's called the 60 seconds, James.
yeah, I know. If a
Called the 60
male
seconds.
they get switched over to the women's prison, what kind of number do they end up with? Do they keep the original number or do they change their number?
They'll probably give him. They'll probably keep the original number. I think. Hold on. Let me. Let's explore that. I'll call you right back.
Yeah. All right. All right. All right. All right. So we just hit that 15-minute that 15-minute mark. They're gonna be calling us back shortly, and let me see right here. Let me see. And Faith, Hope, and Love writes it has to be a E number. Casey underscore writes my husband had a H number, and Faith, Love, and Hope wrote E numbers are still in there here and there. Lovely Gigi writes my son had an A number, and James Craig wrote I'm out. Won't forget y'all. That's right. Hell yeah. Hey, shout out to Greg. Y gracias. All right, all right, and we're waiting for them to call back. Let me see. Chubby Jessica back in the house. She writes, "Hi friends, this is a great show. Chubby Jessica, gracias. Shout out to you. What do you think about? What do you think, Crystal, about the trans going to Chowchilla now? Do you think it's okay?" Shh, man, especially that after reading that story last week or the week before that. That sucks. Definitely sucks for them women. Um, and man, I would definitely like to pick one of their brains out there to see what they're thinking. Okay, okay. And Crystal Road, yeah, it's okay for them to go with us if they don't have what they have. Yup, they look better than half of them. Oh man, let me see. All right, and thank you, Jamba Juice 47 for following us. Really appreciate it. And for the 13 of you on the TikTok side, highly appreciate you. And then on the 8 or 7 or 8, they're on the YouTube side. So right now we're just waiting for the calls to come in, and we'll go ahead and continue. And it's 6:56. And how long have we been on already today? I can't even see that far. A little bit over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 30 minutes. Last week, unfortunately, I wasn't able to get on, so we'll go ahead and give you a little bit of extra time, and hear the conversation between Jesse and David. And for those of you that are wondering, Jesse and David are cellies.
This call is now being recorded.
Esta es Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Para aceptar esta llamada, diga o oprima ahora el 5. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a hard time getting through right now.
Huh.
It was giving us problems. No, it was on this end though. It was a GTL one.
Yeah, man, it's all bad over there. I know the phone's been acting up and later on in the evening.
Yep. It got better though. So it's not like cutting out like it was. Hey, so men transferring to Chowchilla, will they change their number? We both believe they will. But will they?
That's definitely a good question. We gotta get a woman on here to answer these questions that I just thought about.
I'll let you guys know when I get there.
Yeah, Jesse's on his way over there. Yeah. It's on the tablet.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know when I get to Chicula what my CDC number is.
He says he has some what do you call it? Some research to do. So he's on his way over there.
Oh, you know what? Matter of fact,
He just went.
oh, you know what? Matter of fact, I know somebody who actually knows somebody who did that. So I will find out. I am going to do research. I know somebody who was a man who knows somebody that was a man that went to a female prison.
Hey, the funny part though is that I could see that dude going over there thinking that he's gonna be in a freaking, I don't know, whatever the hell he thinks is gonna happen over there, and he just gets the brakes beat off him by some freaking big old girl, you know?
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
but they got to do the whole bit. They got to do the whole sex change and all that.
No.
For them, no, they know.
No, they don't. Nah,
No?
no. Absolutely not. No, as long as you say it, then you're good to go. You're still able to keep your family jewels.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
No kidding. Oh yeah, so, but you know what? Look at them broads over there in the female prisons. Though they're so bipolar and emotional about shit, and they're so territorial about the safety over there.
You go over there and try to pull one of them little
goes over there
girls.
and tries to plant a flag, and he'll literally have a bunch of broads like digging off in his ass with a. It'll be bad.
They will whack the crap
it'll
out
be
of him.
bad for him because them broads are unstable. That's for sure. And so, any dude that thinks he's gonna play the system and go over there and be like a fox in the hen house, I promise you, them stud broads and the, you know what I mean, the chicks that think you moving in on their territory, they will give you the business. That's for sure.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I recently read a story,
Good luck.
and they were talking about some dude that ended up doing some foul stuff to the women over there, and they ended up pregnant.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And he was there on some messed up
The
charges.
blackout, right? Or was
No, it was
Oh, inmate.
yeah, uh-huh.
a dude?
Yup.
An inmate?
Yeah. No,
What happened? And he went over there and took.
Yup.
He took the treats, or they gave it to him.
Nah.
There's no way you got to take it in
No.
a prison like that.
No,
They
he
gave it to him.
no, he was taking it. Look, this is what the article was saying. The article was saying that that he ended up that he was taking it. It wasn't giving it to him willingly.
I find that hard to believe.
I
You got
do too.
a women full of bona fide savages, and you got to take it. I think maybe he might have been taking it for the sport. He might have just been fucked up in the head. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been around a bunch of prison bitches for a long time, and I'm gonna tell you right now that you're not gonna run into a lot of resistance.
No, they're gonna take yours.
Yeah, they're gonna take your shit if anything.
Hey, just sit on that one for a second, Jay. Just understand that you will lose your shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it won't even be the way. It won't even be the way you think either.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, you're not gonna like it.
If it's anything like when I went to the urologist, no, thank you.
Yep. Hey, that's crazy though. So I bet you, and you know what? Because I did read something about that, that they were actually making a fuss about something like that. So I bet you anything, they're probably like, if this is what you got, this is what they're doing this for. You know what I mean? If this is, you guys want to accommodate everybody's little weird whim, and now look what happened. You got some dude over here on some predator shit in a female prison. Who's safe? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
It's kind of a double standard, though. It's weird because the reality of it is, like, the females aren't going to come over to male prison. You know what I mean? So it's like, why should you allow the dudes to go to a female prison? You know? I mean, you could ask to come over here, but the reality is, why would a chick who thinks she's a dude want to come to a man's prison? She got it made in a female's prison. So, you know what I mean? Why would you want to let a dude that could be faking a? I didn't know it was like that. I thought they had to go through the whole,
whole chop.
Yeah, just to get over there. But if they're doing it like that, well then shit, I need to talk to my counselor.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy is that Jesse's gone. I'm already looking for a celly.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna let you guys go. Hey, I'm gonna let you guys go. I gotta start packing my stuff.
Yeah, he just got a ducket for committee. I don't even know how he got out there to get the ducket. They're gonna, he's
I'll let Dave take care of the rest of this show. I gotta start packing my stuff.
yeah, he'll be calling in now from over there.
Yeah, really.
No, the thing is, look, this is a. If there was the females that came over that identified as male, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they came over here. Honestly, think I mean I wouldn't look at them any different. I wouldn't, like, if they came over here and they were like the lesbians and stuff like that, and they were like cool, they look like homies and stuff like that. Like I don't treat them any different than I would anybody else. But I think that I would be more irritated with people disrespecting them. Like, I think that would be like the issue, because I don't like bullies, I don't like weirdos, I don't like none of that crazy shit, and I think that would be like more I would feel more protective over them, and that might be problematic also. I would think like you know what I'm saying, like you see them right there and like kicking back and they're just doing the thing and they're like regular, but there's dudes right there will try to take them down here quick.
Oh yeah.
It don't matter what they look like. It don't matter if they got they grew a beard. If they know that that's what they were originally born as, these dudes are going to be all over them.
Come on, you got some of these weirdo, sickle, straight predators on the streets. Why would they not be predators?
That's
They're doing life in prison for doing some
predatory
weird
behavior and
predator
stuff.
shit
Yeah,
on the streets. Why wouldn't they do it in
and
prison?
that would cause, there's like, believe it or not, most of us are not. We're not with that shit in here. We're not. We don't like it. We look down on it. We frown on it. And most of the time with men, like, we look at it like, okay, well, if somebody got it, like a guy in here kind of crazy, and we're men in here, so they can pretty much take care of themselves. They can mitigate the damage and whatnot. But I think it would be different if that was like a lesbian or something that came over here. A lot of us would kind of feel like that protective, like, instinct, like, hey man, what the fuck, back up, and I think it would cause like a whole shit of problems.
Because you have like in the past, I've had like a lot of homegirls, like a few homegirls that were stud brides and shit like that, and it's kind of like, like you still feel like, okay, that's the little homie right there. Versus, you know what I mean? So even if they came over here and you know what I mean, and you would feel compelled, like, because regardless of what they think, in our mind, we're still going to see them as the homegirl, even if they are little homies, like, even if they identify as the homie.
Or somebody that needs help. Yeah, like somebody that needs help that might be like getting preyed on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not gonna sit right with us.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be. I just think it would be. That's why they end up taking the trannies off the yard, off the main line for a long time, because it just caused all that kind of weird conflict before. You know what I mean? When they didn't, when there was no S and Y and GP.
The thing is, if I seen somebody like picking on a transsexual in here, I'd kind of sit back and watch, because a lot of them dudes got hands.
Oh yeah.
Like, this dude's about to get mopped the fuck up right now.
Yeah, this dude's about to get his back for it. When I got busted, when I caught my case, there was a fool, a chirujo named Vida from
world famous.
Yeah, world famous, and we got in a rayeta and
Golden Gloves, right?
Golden Gloves, exactly.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, and we got in a riot. Yeah, we got in a riot. This was like in 2002 in Southwest and F-Pod with the Morenos, and it was crazy because Vida was out there, getting in. This is a hideous looking dude, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out like how he or she, whatever you want to call it, is getting any bigger, you know what I mean? But the reality is, hey, to each his own. I tell you what, that fool was out there getting it. Like, we're scrapping with like 30 Morenos, and that fool was out there just getting it.
Vida from Pomona.
No, Vida from Corona.
Oh, from Corona?
Yeah.
I was there from Pomona.
Yeah, no, I know you're talking about the one from Pomona is
there's another one.
Yeah.
I mean, these are famous. These people, James, are famous in here. They're really known because they are what they are.
Mm-hmm.
But these dudes are whooping ass. Like, these dudes are mopping motherfuckers up. And like, these are dudes that we heard about on the main line.
Yeah. Vida was still on the line.
Yeah, these are mainline people. Yeah, when I came into the system in 2000, 2001, 2002, like, these people, they all say, like, when you get the clecha, you're like, look, you run into these dudes and you feel like you got a problem with what they are, you better come correct, because these dudes are gonna they're gonna hurt you. Like, I'm thinking in my head, my young mind, I'm thinking, damn, like, this is gonna be crazy, Like, imagine you're the one that's got to remove someone like that. Yeah. Golden Gloves.
Hey, hold on. So, but
just being the Moreno that he was. Go ahead.
Just to clarify, okay, this was a mainline level 4 or level 3?
This was in the county jail. This is in the county jail. Remember, they didn't run the trannies off the yard,
mm-hmm.
like the fools that identified as chicks. They didn't run them off the yard. till like in the
mid 2000s.
yeah,
Mid
early to
2000s.
mid 2000s
Yeah.
that they ran them off the yard. Before that, they as long as we had good paperwork, like it was the sense that they hadn't ratted on anybody, they didn't have no fucked up sex crimes or anything like that.
Yeah.
They were still on the yard. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
and you'll still see a lot of them to this day. Like I used to be on the 7th floor when they had me on Kipu, and they used to have a bunch of them up there, and they didn't identify as Cefetas, even though they couldn't go to the yard anymore. They were like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, ask about me, you know what I mean? And in their barrios, like a lot of them are from different barrios and stuff
Yeah.
like that. They were recognized as homies, you know what I mean? Like as homegrows, you know what I mean? Like and so a lot of them were basically like, look, the only reason I'm on this, on the other side is when I was still active, and I would see them. The only reason I'm on this side is because they ran us off the yard. Ain't nothing wrong with me, you know what I mean? Like I'm still with the business, you know, like. And you hearing that back then, I didn't understand it. To me, it was just like, man, you a fucking weirdo, you know what I mean? Like, but I get it now, you know what I mean? And so, no, for sure. And so, like I was telling David, I got busted in '01. In 2002, I was in Southwest. These are, you know what are they, like 200-man pod, 100-man pods or something? Was it?
Yeah.
100-man pods?
Yeah. Yep.
And so we used to have big ass riots in these pods, you know, it'd be like us against the whites or us against the blacks or us and the whites against the blacks or just whatever was going on. And we had a big ass rayeta right there, and at that time, Vida from Corona was still there, you know, was still on the main line. And again, like Dave said, she was a Golden Glove boxer, you know, smoked out, had a bad life or whatever, you know, but stayed doing time and everything. And that fool was with her, or her, however you want to call it, because she identified as a woman, you know,
Yeah,
ugly as sin.
She was with it.
Yeah, ugly as sin, but.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
But yeah, so there was a few of them, like Mali from Casablanca. You had there's another one from, I can't remember her name, from San Bernardino, from Verdugo, and those are those kind of chicks. Like they were dudes, but they identified as women, and but them motherfuckers will fight, like they'll stab. But Molly did time for manslaughter, you know.
Yeah.
Molly, you know, like straight, like they were with the business. This whatever they had going on was, you know, like as far as their identity, that's just what it was, you know. And fools, and anybody, anytime you ask homies from their barrio, like, hey, you know your homegirl, they'll be like, hell yeah, that's my homegirl right there, she's down as fuck. Like they seen it like that. I never understood that because I had never met anybody like that on the streets. I had never knew, like, to me it was just like, whoa, like what? Oh, that, I don't even know what that means, you know. But after like doing time and coming to like understand a little bit more, that's like, okay, well, to each their own, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want no problems with that motherfucker. So yeah, because they'll fight.
Yeah. No, it's what it is. You know, it's when I came in 2000, they weren't on the 180s. Like when I got to 180, they weren't there. I didn't even see like gays there or nothing like that. You know, but on the level 3. On the level 2, I saw there was dudes there, but they were just minded. They were like running with their own people. You know, like they're their own little car. You know, they're like they just stayed to themselves. They didn't run with like either side of the regions, you know. In California, they just stayed to their own circle. But when I got to Ironwood, there was no Mexicans, but there was some that were African.
Le queda un restante de 60 segundos.
Yeah. And make no reservations about it either, though. Just so everybody knows, the reality of it is the reason they ran them off the yards, though, is because all races were fucking with them.
Yeah.
So anybody that tries to say, oh, this, that, like, all races were dabbling in bullshit, and it was causing conflict on the yards. They were dipping. Yeah, that was the problem. Dudes were it was causing conflict amongst the cars with, you know what I mean, with the whites, the Mexicans, the blacks. You know, there was just shit going on over this stuff. So anybody tries, like, don't get me wrong, there was rules against certain things, but there was all kinds of shit going on back then, and that's why ultimately the prison gangs made the decision, like, okay, we want them off the yards because this, you know what I mean, it's causing too much conflict. Just imagine what dudes are doing over chicks on the street. Get a bunch of dudes in prison that ain't ever going to see daylight. Imagine what they was doing over some stick pussy.
Hey, she's going to cut off right now. You got another one?
Hey, call back so we could go ahead and do the wrap it up. Oh man, I definitely didn't see the turns coming into this conversation today. I definitely wasn't planning for this, but it is what it is. You know, it's prison. You know, expect the unexpected. Um, I don't even. I'm at a loss at words right here. I can't even. My train of thought is just all over the place right now. And hey, Jessica, hey, gracias for that rose. Really appreciate it. Got that gifter badge. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My wife, my beautiful wife, just came to bring me a drink. No, not yet. I can't. I can't. I'm gonna hug my. I'm gonna be hugging on the camera. No, thank you. Mm. So my wife, my daughters just got back. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up right now. When Jesse and David get back on.
This call is now
Esta
being
es
recorded.
Global Telling. Usted tiene una llamada prepagada de
David Lopez.
un individuo encarcelado en de la prisión estatal de Centinela, Centinela, California. Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. Gracias por utilizar Global Telling.
Hello, hello.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Just because I want to take a little break before my next call. But hey, you know what? I want to
Yeah.
go ahead and thank you
Who's that
guys.
calling in?
What was that?
Who's calling in?
Uh, One of Eric's buddies from Ironwood. Do you guys know
Oh, okay, okay.
what's his name? Joseph. Joseph. I don't remember his last name, but yeah, he took the program that program that Eric was involved in.
Guardia?
No, not for him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, I know you're talking about, yeah, Eric told me that he plugged you in with him.
All right, that's cool.
Yep, good shit.
No, but hey, no problem, James. It's always a pleasure, man. We spent like 3 hours with you today, on this one. But it's cool. But it's cool. We're glad to do it, man. We're glad to be a part of it. We're glad to to vet new people. Thank you for everybody that made comments and inquiries, about us. And you guys asked really good questions. You kept the conversation flowing, And I just want to send a shout out to my beautiful wife, and just to all the regular listeners, future listeners, people who might hear this later. Like I said, we encourage you to listen to our stories. It's on at You Have a Collect Call From on YouTube. And we go from start from the beginning all the way to where we are now. We encourage you to do that.
Yep.
And it's Joseph Garcia, and he's out from the 805 area. I think Santa Barbara, I want to say.
Yeah, I don't think I know him.
Okay.
But Eric had told me that he plugged you in with the old boy over there. But if he did the program and Eric's recommending him, he's got to be a good dude.
Yep.
Eric's bona fide,
Yeah, yeah.
Esta llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
He's actually a lifer. He's a LWAP.
Oh, go ahead.
He's a LWAP.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully
Well,
he gets out of
hopefully,
here.
yeah. Hopefully doing that program and doing what he's doing right now, put him in a position to get a commutation one day and he can have the blessing of his freedom once again, And I know a lot of them LWAPers are doing a lot of good things for themselves in here, despite having very little hope, and those are the ones you got to tilt your hat to because, there's very little light at the end of the tunnel, but they just kind of know that, keep making them choices and the doors are opening up for everybody, not just regular indeterminate lifers, but LWAPers as well, And so that's awesome. But yeah, I definitely want to send a shout out to everybody, to all the listeners, everybody's been here with us, the faithful followers, my boy Bruce Willis, Lex Lou, Chubby Jessica, Marlene, Iceman, and Iceman. We talked some good yesterday, had some good conversation with them. That's always a blessing. Fish Slayer yesterday. We talked to Iceman this morning, so that was great. Happy Father's Day to everybody again. Send my love to everybody. All the loyal listeners. Marlene, it was cool to see Marlene touch down again.
Yeah, Bruce Willis gave positive reviews on the taffy.
Oh yeah, Bruce Willis was loving the taffy. We got some cool ass taffy videos.
Oh, I loved it, man. It was funny.
Yeah, we were rolling like straight. He's definitely a taffy connoisseur. We're gonna try to get him his own little personal travel because
I'm already hooking it up for him.
Yeah, we're trying to get it out right now. It's ready to go because I know he took some to work to share with some of the fellas. So we're gonna try to get him his issue. You know what I mean? Lex Luth, of course. I think they're campaigning on the product. You know what I mean? So we're gonna have to keep an eye on that one right there.
Yeah.
Straight haters. You gotta watch them haters. They gonna make us famous. Haters make us famous. But yeah.
Hey, speaking of
But
the
no, it's
taffy,
cool. It's definitely cool. So thanks for getting it to them though, James. We appreciate that.
What happened, James?
hey, speaking of the taffy, Casey underscore, she said, wait, she needs another issue. What's up? She's itching for another hit.
Préstamela.
We're on it.
Yeah, right now we're working on getting a. Right now we're working on getting a cool little clavo out. So hopefully that'll be soon.
Yep.
You know, and that way we can try to get you guys a good little issue, and hopefully try to get some of this out. We're trying to hopefully try to start generating a little bit of income off the taffy. You know, it's got a little nostalgia to it, a little prison mystique. You know, what I mean, we're trying to come up with a cool, catchy name and some packaging because a friend of ours says that they might be willing to put it on the shelf at a taffy shop down there in Oceanside, San Diego. You know, and so we're working on some things right now. You know, and yeah. So
That's right.
we're thinking of names. So if anybody's got some good names, feel free to reach out. You know,
yeah, anybody got some good catchy?
And it has to have prison involved in it somehow. We were thinking about shift bars. Keister stinks. Keister sticks.
Prison pica.
Yeah.
Prison pica.
Yeah.
So something.
No, but that's cool. But you got to say your thing though, James. But we bye to everybody, man. You know, we'll see you guys hopefully next Sunday at 4. You got to say it like a candle in the wind. Life's like a box of chocolates.
Hey, but hold on. But
Is that
there's more. You know, I can't. Hey, you know what? I can't ignore the chat right here. We got Lex Luth. Brew is all smiles now that he's heard he's getting his own stash. We send our love.
He's getting his own glove. Vandal. He'll be serving at the job site. You know. Yeah, he put a smile on my face, man. Both of us, we really liked his response to that.
Yeah, the video was tight. We were rolling. We were literally in the cell, letting out my laugh.
Yeah, we watched it a few times. It was funny. It made my day.
Yeah, consistency. He was like, consistency is key.
I wish we can. I swear, I wish we could post that video. You know, for a sales video. Because it was great. It was perfect. It was so genuine, you know.
Yeah, say that.
And we make it with love, though. We do. We make it with love, and that's why we make it in the shape of a heart, you know. And it was just that.
Even though by the time they got it, it was chopped and screwed.
It was chopped up. You better not put no cut in that taffy, James.
Yeah, let's find out you stepped on it. You kicked the majority and stepped on the clavo, James. Stepped on the clavo.
Hey, I put some put some corte. I put some cornstarch in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, some baking soda.
Yeah, you put some pieces of drywall in there, but
he tried to crack it back
so he dumped like down baking soda. Yeah, James was in the kitchen with a baby food jar.
I just had the most terrible visual of James in the kitchen cooking it. You know how they make it. Yeah, James in the birthday suit.
Yeah. Speaking of stepping on the product, but by the time it got to the clientes, it was all stepped on.
I want to make sure that you ain't taking none of our clothes.
Hey, I was like in New Jack City when they got everybody in that room.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, naked. He was out there acting like Pookie. He's dancing around the kitchen and shit, and girls in the background like, "Hey, you tripping?"
Hey, James standing there with a dad bod and a big old whip on.
Got nothing on but a diaper and a fake bag. Hey, fucking James, come on, doggy.
Yeah, come on, James.
Get it together. You're plugged with the connector. You know it's your own issue. You don't have to do that.
Hey, you guys set me up for failure. Like, how you guys gonna, put me out? You guys know I got addictive personality. That's why I don't mess, with that innocent stuff. And I told you about the whole cookies and milk situation I got going on over here. You sent me some sugar. It's all bad.
Yeah, that's right. Hell yeah, that's good shit though. That's good shit. Yeah, we got 2 different avenues we're working on to get a good issue. Want to send a few batches. What we sent you was just one batch, so we're trying, and you were able to piece it up, let everybody get a little taste. So we're trying to send a few batches out there, so that way there's enough to go around.
Yep. But nah, that's cool, man. But you take care of yourself, James. And if you need anything, just reach out, man.
Hold on. I need a one more moment
Yeah,
because
we're always
I
here.
gotta read out these comments. I can't be ignoring like our supporters over here. Our Crystal writes, good
However,
night. I'm sending you guys much love and respect from the desert.
Hey, likewise, man. We're glad. Hey, you're a good addition to this channel, and we're glad to have you. Thank
I
you. Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for all
You're
your
looking
feedback.
out. Yep,
Yep.
gracias for stopping by.
Yep.
It's always a pleasure. Stay
Yep.
tuned. We're usually here on Sunday nights at 4 o'clock, and we appreciate your support.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
keep your head up and do what you got to do out there, man. Take care of them kids. Help your mom out, man. It's a blessing to have your freedom back. We're looking forward to it one day.
Yeah, we'll give James a county data for putting law in front of Thumper. We'll take care of that. Don't worry about it. We got
Hey,
you.
and then we also got Michael coming in from Toronto. He writes thank
Michael.
Jesse
Wow.
and David for sharing. We also got Southern California on the TikTok side puts despensa en la tira. Happy Father's Day to everyone, and he also sends saludos desde Calipatria.
Yes.
Cool.
And
That's
then
nice.
we also got another comment from Manolo, and he says saludos and happy Father's Day, the one and only Team Gary.
Hey,
Team Gary.
I don't know. I'm Team Gary's project manager now, so
Yeah.
that's cool, man. Hey, what's crazy is that Manolo. We've been telling Gary that on the yard.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I tell Gary I'm Team Gary. so he knows. So he likes it though. There's a lot of support, man. We appreciate you, Manolo. Thank you.
Yep, for sure.
That's
Hey,
cool, James.
and then
That it, James?
no, hold on. There's more, but wait, there's more. We got Miss Vero
I'm Team Gary.
559. Happy Father's Day, fellas.
Finally. Where have you been? Okay, go ahead.
We also got Maribel Vasquez 4956. Prayers to you all. Let me see who
Esta
else.
llamada y su número de teléfono será controlada y grabada.
And then yeah, that's it right there.
Hey, real quick, James.
Yeah.
James, real quick. Earlier you gave a message from Maricela 760, right? I don't know if that's my daughter's mom. There's a possibility that it can be, but if that is her and she can hear this, I'm asking her, please reach out to me, hit me up. I really need to talk to you. I haven't talked to her in a few years since I had a cell phone since 2019, but I would really like to talk to her. So if it happens to be her, because she used to have a user handle kind of like that on something else. So if that's her, I would appreciate if she hits me up. You know what I mean? This is Jesse Nava. So if that's you, Maricela, holler at your boy. I need to talk to you.
Yo, that's cool.
All right.
Say your thing, James.
Cool. And then Lovely Sunshine writes,
Candle,
great
yeah,
listening.
that's what
And that's it. Hey, like I said around here, that's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out.
Lights out. We're out.
Gracias.